Hello, everyone. How are you on this quite mild Tuesday evening here in the UK? It's certainly got a lot warmer than it was in the past few days. And luckily for us, the game's being broadcast live on Sky Sports Plus this evening, which means I have a clean, perfect, high definition feed of the game just to the right hand side of me here. A very empty Cardiff City Stadium, I do have to say. Lots and lots of blue seats I can see in the stands. I know their fans aren't too happy about how they're being run at the moment. Lots of rumours in the past couple of days around Tom Cleverley's future as well. I'm sure you guys will ask me questions about that. Look at this, I've got a fellow James in the live chat. Hello, James. My name is James as well. Nice to see you. Tom over in Australia says hello. Hope you're doing well, Tom. VJ's here, Richard's here, Melanie's here, Owen's here as well. So it's a pleasure to have all of you watching today. We're just waiting for the players to emerge out of the tunnel here in Cardiff. And yeah, you know, the attendance extremely poor. They're just showing a few Watford fans on camera now as well. James says, hello, James. I'm James. Nice to meet you, James. Nice to meet you. It's an absolute pleasure. Yeah, can you guys hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up in the live chat if you can hear me all right. And yeah, I've got a nice announcement to make later on when a few more people have turned up on the watch along as well, which may involve a player interview as well, which is very, very exciting. Eugene McGeever, hello, hello, hello. Hope you are doing well. Thanks for the clarification, James. Oh dear. Yeah, 3-0 win today. That's what I've gone with. I think Tom Cleverley clearly is under a lot of pressure at the moment. So yeah, a 3-0 big away win, a clean sheet as well, I think is very important for us today. Tom Cleverley mentioned that himself in the press conference. So yeah, a big win, a clean sheet. The players are coming out now. You may have noticed I'm not wearing my my purple Watford shirt today because the last two times I've worn that, we've lost. So yeah, not fantastic luck in that shirt. So yeah, I've gone with a nice, smart, casual jumper, you know, outfit choice today. So I hope you guys like this. But yeah, hopefully that brings us a bit more luck. The players are out, they're just shaking hands now and talking to the referees. And then we'll be underway here in Cardiff. Eugene's here, the Hornets house, Callum. I was going to send you a message earlier actually. If you want to come on at half time, Callum, just let me know and I'll send you over the link to join and we can have a little chat for 15 minutes at half time if you want to. Let me know, Callum, mate. Josh, good evening, James. Let's all back Tom. We'll be happy with a draw. I don't know. I really want the win, to be honest, Josh. I mean, a draw and a clean sheet, I would say potentially yes, but then I'd say we have to beat Derby at the weekend. So yeah, a draw and a clean sheet, I would take, but yeah, you know, for me, really, we have to be getting the win today. Today we discovered the purple shirt was just in fact preventing even greater deficits in our losses. Maybe so, James. But I thought I would change my outfit just for a bit of luck. And you know, if it all goes wrong today, I can bring back the purple shirt on Saturday, and then we can see what happens. Connor Pitska. I assume you're a Cardiff fan. You've gone Cardiff 1-0. I really hope not. Richard Lee, one of our channel members. You can become a channel member by clicking the join button down below or the link in the live chat if you are interested. Richard says, think Tom should be backed in the transfer window before any final judgment. Absolutely. Tom really needs backing. Absolutely. Yeah, feel free to come on, Callum. I'll send you the link if you want to, just for 15 minutes at half time to keep me company. Josh Lewis, obviously would love a win too. Just got to keep in mind our away form, and we're not wearing our home kit. You are right, Josh. We've not won in this black kit, I should say, this season. So you are correct. Melanie, again, one of our channel members. Thank you for your continuing support, Melanie. Just found it on Sky Plus. I'm also watching via Sky Plus, Melanie, on my iPad here. I would show you, but then I would get copyrighted by the powers that be, so I'm not allowed to do that. But yes, I am watching on Sky Plus as well, so hopefully you can watch along with me. What I'll do is when the match starts, I'll kind of tell you my minutes and seconds, so you can try and sync yourself up with me. But yeah, the Watford players just coming out of a huddle at the moment, bit of a team talk there. So yeah, as VJ says, like, share, subscribe. It's always appreciated. There's the team for you guys as well. Let me just move myself out the way. So very quickly before we kick off, you got Bar, Bio, Chatfordazze, Loser, Sissoko, Ngakia, Porteous, Pollock, Sierralta, Larouche, and Bond in goal. We have kicked off here at Cardiff now, and they've got Chris Willett, Colwill, Robertson, Ashford, Perry NG, Callum Chambers, O'Dowda, Darland, Gutas, Riamota, and Alwick in goal. So those are the two teams for today's game. And yes, we have kicked off. So we're 23 seconds in on my counting on my Sky Sports Plus stream here. 30 seconds just gone if you want to sync yourself up with me. Owen is here. Hello, Owen. When is your next away day, Owen? I know you've been trying to get to a few more Watford away days recently. When is your next one? My younger brother, actually, who's in the other room watching this match as well, is going to Coventry next weekend. So yeah, Coventry not too far, to be fair. So yeah, my younger brother is going to that. I'll be here as per usual. But yeah, my younger brother Ashley is going up to Coventry. Oh, you're going to Coventry as well. Love that. I love that. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Now more of you have arrived. I've got an announcement to make, and I'm just going to keep it slightly secret, but you'll find out on Sunday, because that's when the interview is getting released. We're going to be speaking to a former Watford defender from the FA Cup final season in 2018-19. I'm not going to give you any more information than that, but I'm speaking to them on Friday afternoon. So yeah, you got an interview coming, hopefully, if I can get it edited quick enough, on Sunday evening, and that should be on Saturday for channel members, who should be getting 24 hours early access to that interview. So yeah, looking forward to that. Keep your eyes peeled. Very, very exciting stuff. So yeah, take your guesses. A defender from the 2018-19 season. He joined the club before that and left a few years after that season as well. But yeah, he was a part of the squad that got to the Emirates FA Cup final for Watford. Melanie says she's going to Derby on Saturday. That's fantastic stuff, Melanie. Hopefully the boys will give you a big 3 points to cheer. Also went to Fulham, says Owen. Fantastic. Yeah, that atmosphere looks absolutely yeah, it looked great at Fulham. You know, 4,500 Watford fans is a really good following. So yeah, very, very proud of our fan base. Ashraf Lazar. No, definitely not, James. Definitely not. And it's definitely not Mark Navarro. I can confirm. Sorry to disappoint you, but yeah, they're a very nice, humble player, is what I would say. We'll see. We'll see. But yes, 3 minutes gone now. Current score: Cardiff 0, Watford 0. The game just off to the right-hand side of me here. So, yeah, I do have to glance over occasionally to catch what's going on. But, yeah, as I said, I mean, Cardiff City's, you know, main stand there, really, on the television camera, you know, there's empty rows. It's absolutely crazy to see. Yeah, really poor attendance at Cardiff City today. I think the Watford attendance is about 400 from what I've read, which for a rearranged match midweek is quite a good following. So yeah. What I'll do, Callum, why I remember, I'll send you the invite link now, so I don't forget. And as soon as half time happens, click the link, Callum, join, and we'll get you in for a 15-minute chat. But yeah, Cardiff City passing round at the back at the moment. I am tempted one day just to post the link to join me in the live YouTube chat to see if any of you guys would want to come on live and talk to me. I think that would be quite funny. But yeah, I've just sent that over to you, Callum. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you at half time. The Hornets house has gone Adrian Mariappa. RS9 says better be Cabasele. Well, you're going to have to wait and see on Sunday. But yeah, looking forward to the chat. I really am. And I'm hopefully going to try and get a question in about Mr. Gino Pozzo. So yeah, we'll see. Oh, here come Cardiff City on the counter-attack. Watford with some defending to do. Sierralta is all out of position here. And Jonathan Bond diving down to his right-hand side. It was a tame shot, to be honest. Jonathan Bond should be saving that. But yeah, Cardiff City's first chance of the game there. I mean, lots of space for the Cardiff City attacker there just to get his shot away. Not really any Watford defenders closing him down. And yeah, that was their first attack of the game. Come on, Watford. Come on. Bio challenging for a header. Ball out wide to Kwadwo Bar here. Go on, Bar. Go on. Drive it, your man. Oh, Bar still on the ball here. Back to Ngakia. Porteous. Oh, it's a slip from Imran Loser there. But Georgie Shafatatse wins back possession. The Hornets house has received. See you at half time. I shall. See you then. But yeah, really looking forward to that interview. The ones with Watford have dried up slightly, so I thought I would reach out to a former player, and they kindly accepted my invitation, which is very nice. James says, come on, Watford, can't be losing to the sheep lovers again. Yeah, I mean, you're right, James. You are right. We cannot lose to these guys again. It was embarrassing at Vicarage Road, really. I think was it Callum Robinson who scored both goals, wasn't it? I mean, he was quality that day, to be fair to him. The first goal especially, I thought was a great finish. It was like a swivel shot on the half volley. I thought it was a class finish. But to be honest with you, we should, you know, if our expectations are, you know, trying to finish as high as possible towards in playoff positions. Yeah, I agree, James. We should really be beating, you know, Cardiff City if we're going to be honest here. Our aim today is to hit 1,230 subscribers. I think we're about 7 or 6 away. So yeah, if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button down below. It'd be very much appreciated. And as I mentioned earlier, for channel members, they'll get a 24 hours early access to our exclusive former Watford player interview from that 2018-19 FA Cup season. So yeah, looking forward to that. I'll stop banging on about it now, but I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I don't think I've even told Callum, actually, who's my good friend, about who it actually is. So I don't think he knows either. Here come Cardiff. Oh, God, Cardiff City nearly getting another shot away there. A bit of a scramble inside Watford's penalty area. Connor, I mean, you're owning it, aren't you? You're owning it. I've got a good friend actually called Nathan who's a Cardiff fan. So don't think I hate you, Connor. Don't take our insults too personally. I do actually know a Cardiff City fan, and yeah, his name's Nathan. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. Come on, Watford. It's been a bit boring so far, I can't lie. Few stoppages, few fouls. So Cardiff City here with a free kick. I think it was Ryan Porteous who committed the foul. It's from quite far out. You know, we're talking, you know, a good 40 yards here, you know, right towards the touchline, really. So, yeah, definitely not in shooting range, but certainly an opportunity to create a chance here from a flick on, maybe. So it goes towards the back post. It's headed clear by Watford. goes out for a Cardiff City throw. And yeah, VJ watching all the way from Egypt. I hope the weather is nice for you out there, VJ. I'm sure it is. I'm sure you're picking up a nice tan. But yeah, are you just traveling around Egypt, or are you actually going to venture out to different countries? Because I think you were in Turkey at one point as well, because I remember you mentioning. But yeah, are you going to stick around Egypt for a bit longer? Quadwo Bar probably looking like Watford's brightest spark so far in this game. Nearly 10 minutes gone here at the Cardiff City Stadium. Again, lots of empty blue seats. I mean, Watford's attendance sometimes is pretty poor, but never to this extent that I'm seeing today. James says, I have another Egyptian friend who supports Watford. Wonder what makes them choose our rubbish over Liverpool. Have Watford had any? I mean, we've had lots of African players, of course, like Igalo, Guardiola, Troost Ekong, but I can't remember Watford having, any Egyptian players, unless we have done and I've just completely forgotten. Yeah, there are a few Egyptian fans. In fact, at one point when we was in the Premier League, there was like an Egyptian Watford supporters group that was opened by a few fans over there. So yeah, I think the Premier League brings in obviously a lot of international fans, but in the Championship less so, I would say. George, you have a chance there to drive forward with the ball. He's lost it, and Cardiff City are on the counter attack here. Down his left hand side, driving. Oh, that's a fantastic save by Jonathan Bond. Really good save. And Watford, again, defensively, we don't look particularly great. We lost the ball there. So the Cardiff player there driving at Ryan Porteous. He goes around Ryan Porteous with ease, gets his shot away. It's curling into that far corner, actually, into the side netting. And yeah, Jonathan Bond pulls out a pretty decent save there. Fair play to him. And yeah, that results in a Cardiff City corner. Yeah, poor start from Watford so far. So Watford here from the corner. It's headed clear. Is it going to be a long shot here? No, Vacuum Bio chasing down the ball. Vacuum Bio nearly wins it back for Watford. Here's Ngakia. Bio does well. Ref awards Watford a free kick. It's taken quickly. Here's Sissoko into Georgie Shafatate. Georgie, that's a poor touch. And Georgie loses the ball again. And Cardiff City look to counter once again. Connor, our Cardiff fan, says Cardiff don't normally do well on weekdays, but on Saturday versus Swansea, it'll be sold out. Well, that's understandable because that's a derby match, right? I think, the same can be said with Watford versus Luton. Yes, James, you are right. It's, well, another James is joining Watford. It's James Abankwa joining from Udinese on loan. I'm sure that'll be confirmed probably tomorrow, I would suspect. I mean, I don't have any inside information on that one. But yeah, I suspect in the next day or two that will be confirmed by the club. Yeah, Watford under the cosh here. I mean, it's not great stuff from the Hornets so far. You're out here for a few months. Invite me out there, VJ. I'll come and join you. Terrible weather here in the UK. Yeah, I'd love some sunshine. Maybe VJ's a secret millionaire and we don't know to spend, so many months out in Egypt. But yeah, I've heard people say actually, VJ, you mentioned there the dive, and apparently the waters in most areas are really clear for diving. So yeah, I'm sure it's very fun. it's just never, it's always seemed a little bit, it's not like going to Europe. Yeah, I think in Egypt, you have to keep your wits about you clearly. But yeah, I'd love to go, do Cairo, the pyramids. Marrakesh is another place I'd like to go to actually. My mum's friend went to Marrakesh just last year actually. So yeah. Melanie says, need signings early in the window. Well, yeah, it's not happened, has it, Melanie, unfortunately, which is a shame. In fact, Tom cleverly said he wanted signings before Cardiff. And yeah, that's clearly not happened because we're watching Cardiff right now. So yeah, it's not a great look on the hierarchy at Watford, the fact that he hasn't been back so far. And yeah, as I say, I mean, we might come onto it at half time, but there was rumours from a certain Watford fan outlet, do not scratch your eyes, that they'd heard from a certain source that Tom Cleverley was on the verge of the sack if he lost today and at Derby. So yeah, I mean, you can believe as much of that as you want. I've not heard anything myself from people I talk to suggest we're anywhere near that happening. But they clearly felt the need to say something. So yeah, I don't hate on it at all. And actually, what's happened is it's resulted in a lot of support for Tom Cleverley on social media. So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. He's bar. Oh. You live in a boat? Wow. I never knew that, VJ. Interesting. Far more costly over winter in the UK. That's fair, actually. That's a fair point. Have the people indicated we will be active in the window? So all I've been told, really, and I don't know much more than this. Well, I was told by one person that Iheanacho was at the training ground a week ago, which has turned out to be nonsense. So yeah, I'm not sure how much I believe that. But all I was told was we're in negotiations and have been for a few weeks for a goalkeeper, midfielder, and a striker. So to see this Udinese centre back come out in the past few days is interesting, because I was told we weren't in the market for a centre back at all. So yeah, we all have supposed sources, but I'm not claiming mine to be some sort of miraculous person who knows everything. I'm told things. Whether I believe it or not is another story. But yeah, all I've been told is we're in the market for a goalkeeper, midfielder, and a striker. We've been in negotiations with a free agent for a few weeks as well, from who's had championship experience, is what they said. But yeah, other than that, I really don't know much else, I'm afraid. The Hornets House, thank you so much for the £5 super chat. I really appreciate your support, Callum. Of course, we'll be talking to you at half time about the game. Just wanted to mark my territory and send the channel's first super chat. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate your support. And as I mentioned, that's all going to be going towards hopefully new camera equipment. A new microphone is needed as well. So yeah, thank you very much, Callum. Of course, you know I like you, Callum. So yeah, I appreciate your support very much. And of course, shout out to Owen from earlier, actually renewing his channel membership once again, becoming a bronze member this time. So thank you very much, Owen, for your support earlier as well. Lots of people in here today, 31 people watching live so far, which is amazing stuff. Yeah, Jonathan Bond just making another save for Watford, a very comfortable one yet again. I've got to say, Yasser Larouchi on loan. I sit here and watch him week in, week out. I'm not a huge fan, to be honest. I think if Watford had the option to make Larouchi's loan a permanent one, I would decline that opportunity if it was me. I'm just not seeing enough quality from him, especially defensively, to suggest we should make that loan, a permanent deal, really. So here come Cardiff again. They've certainly been the better team so far in possession. Only really had one half chance from that shot that Jonathan Bond saved very well. But But yeah, Cardiff City, very comfortably passing around at the back here. Callum Chambers in their squad as well, of course, formerly of Arsenal, Callum Chambers, many, many years ago. So they've got a few decent players on quite high salaries. Chris Willock today playing as well, formerly of QPR. I absolutely would have taken him at Watford if given the opportunity. So they've got some decent players, and they've now got a former coach in Omar Reza. He used to be at Watford under Valerian Ismail. So yeah, interesting. Here come Cardiff again. It looks like that's come off a Watford player. The referee actually gives Watford a goal kick there. So, yeah, Watford, it looked like we're getting away with one there. James says, can we get a shot off, please? I know. I mean, what are we? Nearly 20 minutes gone now. And, yeah, no shot on target for Watford as yet. Rudy. Hello, James. Hello, Rudy. Hope you are having a good day, of course. Rudy, I assume you're watching live on Sky Sports tonight. Of course, a rearranged game because of the storm. I can't remember the name of the storm. Was it Storm Dara? It was something like that, wasn't it? Storm Dara postponed this game a few weeks ago, and yeah, rearranged for today. Are you going to Coventry away, Rudy, or are you going to be watching that down in Brighton? See, I feel like I know you guys on like a personal level. It's like I know where half of you guys live. It's quite funny. Come on, Watford. Come on. Cardiff again, bypassing our midfield really comfortably here. Georgie Shaffatatse. Into Matty Pollock. Back to Georgie. Go on, Georgie. Run at your defence. Here we go. Georgie with some time and space. Oh, lovely ball into Larouche. Larouche, oh my God. That is a dreadful cross from Yasser Larouche. I mean, we were just talking about the guy as well. Tom Cleverley with his head in his hands there. I mean, a very well-worked chance by Georgie Shaffatatse, bypassing 3 or 4 Cardiff players. And Yasser Larouche, he's left-footed as well. You'd expect Larouche to do better with that chance, actually. That was awful. Really poor. Not good. Yeah, probably Watford's best chance in attack of the game so far, I would say, 20 minutes in. I think the way Tom set us up today, especially with kind of Ngakia, Sissoko, Barr, it's definitely a more, defensive lineup. I would have loved to have seen, Festi and Vata play, of course. But it seems like Tom Cleverley's gone, with a bit more of a defensive setup today. Ogbonna as well is a player I really wanted to see tonight, just because of his experience. But yeah, he did play, I think, the full 90 against Fulham, Ogbonna. So yeah, probably getting a rest. Rudy says we might go to Coventry, but we've already ticked it off. Done it twice. Quite entertaining the last couple of duels, so we're definitely considering it. Yeah, I mentioned earlier, Rudy, my younger brother Ashley is going to the game next weekend as well with his mates. They're driving up in the morning, so yeah, there's still quite a few tickets actually left for Coventry. I think there's 300 or 400 tickets remaining, so you should have plenty of time to ponder over that. VJ says, where's our happy Wildstone viewer tonight? I'm sure he'll pop up, VJ. If you guys are new to the watch-alongs and new to the channel, you'll know we have a Wildstone fan called Jerry Sudworth, who usually pops in and tells me his dislike of the Hornets. So, yeah, he'll probably pop up, no doubt, VJ, at some point. Vacuum Bio with some really great hold-up play there, actually. He couldn't get a shot away. And he held up the ball really, really well. Here's Georgie. Oh. And yeah, there's an offside call there. I think the offside was actually for Georgie, or it might have been Imran Loser there. Forest beating Liverpool. Wow. That's a big result for them. Question for you, James, then. Would you say Nottingham Forest are officially in the Premier League title race? A lot of people are suggesting they are. After if that result stands, would you say Forest are in the title race? Come on, Watford. Oh, it's a lovely ball into Kwadwo Bar from Georgie Shaffatatse. Bar out to Ngakia. The pass had just too much on it there for Ngakia to take it in his stride. 24 minutes, 10 seconds gone here in Wales. Matty Pollock out to Yasser Larouche. Georgie's got to make an overlapping run there, surely. Oh, Larouche does well. He nutmegs someone. Larouche into the box. It's a better ball. Georgie. Oh, he's got to shoot, Georgie, man. Why is he not shooting? Larouche. Larouche, pass it. Oh, wins Watford a throw. Well done. Second place as it stands. Absolutely, James. Yeah, Nottingham Forest having an unreal season under Nuno. So, yeah, certainly a team to watch. Yeah, he went to go for the shot, James, Georgie, and then he kind of fainted and went back on his weaker foot and passed it to Larouche. I think he just has to unleash, these efforts sometimes. Challenge the goalkeeper. As I always say, it's a simple saying, but if you don't shoot, you can't score, right? So, yeah, I think Georgie just needs to unleash, more regularly, really, from distance. Cardiff player down here with some sort of leg injury, it seems, or an ankle injury potentially. I'm not a huge fan of Yasser Larouche, Hornets House, to be honest with you. Yeah, he just isn't doing it for me at the moment. I mean, Watford have really struggled in that left back department for a few years, actually. The last really good left back we had, I think, was Jose Holebas. Adam Messina was pretty good as well. Hassan Kamara, you could argue, was good at times. But yeah, for the last couple of years, we've really struggled to recruit anyone particularly decent in that area of the pitch, which is a little bit frustrating. I'll have a drink while this player's down. So far, we've not conceded. So I think the purple shirt not being worn today has actually worked because, yeah, so far, Watford are keeping a clean sheet. I may bring the purple back. Let me get my words out, the purple shirt back on Saturday afternoon, of course, as Watford face Derby away from home. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. Sorry, yeah, you are right, James. I might have just jinxed us there. Yeah, I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't shout at me. Don't shout at me. I'm sorry. Is that Watford corner? No, it's a Cardiff goal kick. Ignore me. I met a lovely guy out actually on my run earlier today. I went out for a 5K as I usually do a few times a week, and I ran past a guy on my run out. He was kind of reading like a map and a compass. So I thought on my way back, I'll speak to this guy and see what he's up to. So turns out his name was Ben. He'd been dropped off 2 hours away and was kind of navigating himself through my local town with this map and compass. And yeah, he was a lovely guy, a Leeds fan, he said. So yeah, Ben, if you are watching, hello. It was nice to meet you earlier. Yeah, lovely guy, lovely guy. Here's Jonathan Bond, sends it out wide to Yasser Larouche. Larouche into Georgie. Georgie back to Yasser. Bio challenging for the header. Cardiff clear. And it goes out for a Watford throw. So the stats so far, it's not a very entertaining game. 3 shots from Cardiff, 3 on target. And 1 shot from Watford, which I can't remember. And none on target. And yeah, about 50-50 possession. So yeah, a pretty bog standard, boring championship game so far. Not a lot of quality to separate both sides at the moment. Come on, Watford. I'm desperate for a win, honestly. I really am. I just want to see the 3 points for the Hornets once again. And yeah, as I mentioned, of course, we'll be back here for Derby County on Saturday afternoon. I think, is that a 3 p.m. kickoff? I'm pretty sure it is. So yeah, we'll be live 5 or 10 minutes before that game, of course, as per usual. So yeah, here we go. Watford potentially on the attack here. Ngakia with a terrible, through ball there to Quadro Bar, and Cardiff City defend that very comfortably. And yeah, they have possession once again. Bring back a Sombalonga. You know what, James? He was better than Daniel Jefferson. Is that true? I would say that's true. He performed better than Jefferson did. Let's be honest. Didn't he score 1 goal in his return with us? I think he scored that goal at Vicarage Road. I was there actually in the rookery. It kind of come off his stomach or something, didn't it? A Sombalonga. Yeah, what a funny guy. What a funny player. Oh, dear. Come on, Watford. I mean, this has been so dull, hasn't it? I was excited for this all day. I went out for a run earlier. I was getting myself hyped up for the match. I thought, come on, we'll win later comfortably. And then we've put in this turgid, performance so far. Cardiff City look like Barcelona against us at times. It's like they're playing tiki-taka football. My goodness. Where is Musa Sissoko? I can't even see the guy. He's just jogging around, having no influence on the pitch whatsoever. Yeah, midfielder is certainly a priority. I was also told, actually, I know someone asked me earlier about anything I know. It's nothing to do with new transfer information, but I was told that the club did a medical for Kevin Caben, of course, one of our injured centre-backs currently. And then he failed the medical, and then it was authorised from Gino himself that they still wanted to proceed with the deal. And ultimately now, of course, Kevin Caben is still out injured for Watford. We've seen him feature, I think, in 1 game. So, yeah, Watford pushing through that Kevin Caben deal, I was told, even though he failed his medical, which can happen in football. You can sign players who fail their medicals, but it's up to you as a club to take on that risk. And so far, the risk hasn't really paid off for Watford with Kevin Caben. Other than that, I don't really know anything else. All I was told, as I mentioned, was we're in for a goalkeeper, midfielder, and a striker. And I was told one of them players is a free agent currently with championship experience. So, yeah, I know nothing more than that. And even that is just coming from one source. Speak to whoever you want to speak to. I'm sure people give, varying accounts of information. So here's Cardiff City with a corner. Should have shot there, really, Cardiff. Could have had a chance for themselves. Yeah, Watford are getting played around the park here at the moment. Cardiff's number 5 here, down this right-hand side. Got Matty Pollock using his strength there to shove that Cardiff player off the ball. Blimey, it looked like a wrestling match for a moment. Yeah, Tom Cleverley looking really nervous on the touchline at the moment, along with actually a lot of the other Watford staff. A lot of them looking very, very glum, actually. Of course, I'm sure they wanted reinforcements by this point, but it's clearly not happened. The referee just speaking to Vacuum Bio here. I'm not sure what the issue is. Just giving him a warning, I think, for a bit of tussling there. I have always asked my brother to come onto these live streams and say hello, but he's always shied away. So hopefully one day I can get my brother to come in here and just say hello to you guys. Bio speaking to the referee once again. Yeah, I think Yeah, I think the referee seen Bio shove down Perry NG there for Cardiff. Is Bio getting booked here? Looks like Bio might be getting a yellow card here from the referee. Yeah, Bio just being a bit petulant here, arguing with the officials. Just get on with the game, man. You know, you're wasting your own time here, Vacuum Bio. I'm hoping we can break this away kit curse as well, because at the very start of the stream I mentioned, of course, we've not won in this black kit yet. And while the black kit is a very sexy looking kit, we've not actually picked up a victory in it so far. So hopefully we can break that this evening. This is a long old conversation here by the referee. It's been going on for well over a minute now with Vacuum Bio. Just leave it, Bio. Why is Bio still going on at the referee? He's going to get himself booked here, Vacuum Bio, for dissent. Is Jack Cork available on a free transfer, James? I wouldn't mind it, you know, just for 6 months. It reminds me a bit of, you know, the Jake Livermore signing. I mean, Jack Cork, he's been at he was at Burnley for quite a long time, wasn't he? I think so. Yeah. Nah, you're wrong, Owen. Andre Gray, actually, I don't know if any of you guys have seen, but Andre Gray has joined the team in Turkey. I think the second division of Turkish football in the past couple of days, on a deal until the end of the season. So, yeah, no Andre Gray return, Owen, I'm afraid. As I said, I don't know the names of any players. I've just been told those are the areas. And then one of them players is a free agent, apparently. I don't know. I don't know anything else. Got a long injury here for this Cardiff player, blimey. Hi from Ben, age 5. Hello, Ben. Hope you're having a good day and supporting the Hornets, I hope, of course. Yeah, hope you're doing well, Ben. And that comes from Wendell Boy. Melanie says, Dennis. Dennis is not a free agent as it stands. I was told we are one of the 3 interested championship clubs in Dennis, but again, you know, believe what you want. You know, I get told stuff, I regurgitate it. You know, it doesn't mean it's true. Don't take it at face value, but that would mean a return for the 3rd time of Emmanuel Dennis. In regards to Dennis, what I was told was the deal would only happen with Watford if he was released from his Nottingham Forest contract. Watford can't afford to give Forest a transfer fee for Dennis because, you know, his wages are too high. He'd want paying off, I'm sure, a substantial amount of money to be released from that contract. So, yeah, in regards to Dennis, all I was told was if the deal was to happen with Watford, he would have to be released first by Forest, become a free agent, and then Watford approach Dennis on obviously reduced wages, which apparently he is happy to accept. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I would take it. I would take it just because, you know, Dennis on a 2 or 3 year deal is far better than Vacuum Bio, even when he's half fit. So for the moment, I would take it. I think I would take it. And James makes a good point, actually. Surely Dennis would not choose another championship club over us. I don't think he would. I think maybe Leeds or someone like that he might be tempted by. But anyone, you know, lower down, someone like a Hull City or someone like that, I think he'd rather come back to Watford, where he's quite well liked by the majority of the fan base. About 7 minutes to go until half time now. I think there'll be a bit added on, actually, because of that long period with that injury. Probably 4 or 5 minutes of added time here in the first half. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest here. I'm not going to beat around the bush. This has been a really terrible performance by Watford so far. We've not conceded, which is good, but Jonathan Bond has saved us on a couple of occasions. And yeah, 1 shot in the match so far from the Hornets. I mean, It's not great, is it, guys? If we're going to be frank here, and yeah, I've said it before. I don't support the current regime. Gino Pozzo, if he receives an adequate offer, which obviously hasn't happened yet in his eyes, should leave Watford along with a few other people on kind of that board of higher ups at the club. Tom Cleverley for me is the long term project. I think Tom Cleverley should be here, not for 1 year, not for 2 years, but maybe 3 or 4 years, and we really build a proper culture with Cleverley and kind of his ethos at the club. That's what I'd look to do. But yeah, you mentioned earlier, James, the Udinese signing coming in shortly. I've forgotten his name. James Abankwah, is it? Something like that. The 20-year-old Irish centre-back. I'll give him a chance. Of course, I'm not going to be that fan who slates a signing instantaneously, but it just reminds me of Antonio Tikvic, where it's just an uninspiring signing. We just need a championship-ready centre-back. Someone like, I'm not saying this player particularly, but like a Paddy McNair, knows the division, experienced, can slot straight into the back line. That's what Watford need. Just one of them players. Any news on Luther? I've not been told anything in regards to that Luther situation. All I've read is what you guys have read on social media. There's been some breakdown between him and the club. He's not a club ambassador anymore, and that's all I know, I'm afraid. I don't know any inside information on Luther Blissett, of course. And I don't want to start spreading, any rumours or anything, because that's not how I roll. Cardiff City with another opportunity here. The shot goes way over Jonathan Bond's bar and out for a Watford goal kick. Tom Potts, hello. Hi James, I just joined the stream. How are you playing? Oh, I'm not going to swear, Tom. I'll say we're putting in, a 4.5, 5 out of 10 performance here today. Not great. One shot so far in the first half, Tom. I mean that sums Watford up. Our best friend's arrived. Jerry Sudworth. Guys, we were talking about him earlier. Here he is, our good friend Jerry, the Wildstone fan. I bet Watford will lose this match. I can see it happening. Hello, Jerry. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your continued support, Jerry. Absolutely. Thank you very much. And you say, I bet Watford will lose this match. Well, I hope Watford will win this match. Thank you for your contribution, Jerry. Wonderboy says pretty boring and uninspired so far. Absolutely. But you know what? This is going to sound a bit cynical. I bet Tom Cleverley is probably delighted we haven't actually conceded, an early goal for once. So, that's probably the only positive to take from this match so far. Sorry, I've got to turn around to get my drink because I didn't want to put my drink on the side next to my computer because I don't want to spill it and damage my very expensive computer. So it's over to the side here. I've got to turn around. It looks a bit awkward. Luther appeared in a TMA YouTube channel with other players celebrating GT. That's nice to hear. Hopefully Wildstone go into administration. Love that, James. Love that from you. Jeff, one of our channel members. Welcome back, Jeff. Hope you're well. Been really poor so far. I agree, Jeff. It's not the worst performance I've seen from us this season. There's been far worse games. But from a viewer's perspective, it's just been totally dull and boring. It really has. I mean, Cardiff had that one chance I mentioned. Bond saved. Got a good hand to it. But other than that, it's just been, as you say, uninspiring, really. Very poor. If I was to bring on 2 subs, I'd probably bring on Festia Basele for Larouchi and Rocco Vata, maybe for Georgie Shatfatatse. I think Georgie, as much as he clearly has talent there, I think sometimes players can become undroppable, and I don't think that should ever happen in football. And I think Georgie, maybe, you know, based on his first half performance, should come off for Rocco Batter. I don't know if you guys would back that. We've got Ebesele on the bench, Andrews, Ogbonna, Tom Ince, Tom Deli Bashiru we could bring on in midfield over Musa Sissoko, for example. So, yeah, there's a few options to bring on. It's just whether Tom Cleverley chooses to do so. Wonderboy, it says, shall we let Ben stay up and watch the second half? If Ben has been good all day, I would say yes. I would say yes. Let him stay up for the second half. Jeff B says, please get to half-time 0-0. That's probably the aim at this point. I mean, we're literally 20 seconds from the 45-minute mark at the moment. There'll probably be some added time, of course, as well, because of that long injury. Is a Watford player gone down here? I think it might be, is that Vacuum Bio? Imran Loser? They're too small on my screen for me to see. I think it might be Imran Loser. Score updates in chat here. Eugene has put a score update in. Owen has as well. Oxford 1, Plymouth 0. Wow. I've got to say, have you guys seen the Plymouth manager's speech he did to the team when he first met them? Because my word, what a gaffer. What an absolute gaffer. He seems like a top bloke. Honestly, what a speech that was from the new Plymouth manager. James with a controversial take here. I would sell Georgie. You think he's incredibly overrated. Just to clarify, guys, my name's James. That is not my second account. This is another legend, also called James. I think he'll be sold anyway in the summer, to be honest with you. So you've probably only got 4 or 5 months to wait until Georgie is sold from Watford anyway. And yeah, we'll come on to some of these transfer talking points at half-time. We'll give my voice a rest as well, as we're joined by Callum of the Hornets House. Here's Loser. Ball over the top. Oh, shot there from Barr. Did that take a deflection? I think it did. Well, Barr's saying it did. I think the referee's saying goal kick. Yeah, the Watford player's saying corner here. Let's take a look. So, well worked, actually. Ball comes in from this left-hand side. Headed clear. Barr has the shot. I like Lou Warnes, actually. I speak to him quite often on Twitter, but he never does any public he never does any public appearances, James. So yeah, it would be impossible for him to come on. But honestly, he's a top guy. If you want to ask him a question, just pop him a DM or just tweet him and at his account, and I'm sure he'll answer you the majority of the time. Ellis, one of our channel members, says thrilling. It certainly has not been thrilling, Ellis. 0-0 in this game at the moment. Yeah, 4 minutes added time, about 2.5 minutes left to play here. Thankfully, the game is actually on Sky today, so I haven't got to find it via other means. Yeah, we discussed that earlier, Tom. I was told we are one of them clubs, but only if Forest released Dennis from his contract, because Watford wouldn't be able to afford the deal otherwise. You know, we can't afford to give Forest, you know, £5 million, for example. It's impossible for us to do, given our current financial situation. But apparently we are, but that's just from one person. So yeah, you know, take it how you will. I'm sure we are interested. I think it's common knowledge that Watford are interested in Dennis, but the deal has to be right financially. Yeah, the Cardiff City goalkeeper just come out then and kind of got themselves into all sorts of trouble, which was quite funny to watch. No Watford chance, unfortunately, come from it. But yeah, the Cardiff City goalkeeper playing with his fate there a little bit. I can see Callum waiting in the back end of my studio here, ready to come on and speak to us at half-time as well. About 10 seconds left to go. the referee, I'm sure, is about to blow up probably for half time. What a boring first half, guys. Come on. I mean, tell me in the chat, what else could we have done with that 45 minutes? I was playing a bit of Pro Clubs on FIFA before I come on, for you Xbox fans out there. So, yeah, I would have much rather had just carried on playing that than continuing to watch this nonsense. But we'll bring in our halftime guest for today, Callum from the Hornets house. Let's bring him in. Callum, hello.
Hello,
How are
hello.
you, my friend?
Not too bad. It's been a while since I've been on a live stream. How's everyone in the chat? I hope you're doing all right.
I'm good. Have you been watching the first half yourself, or have you just been listening to my wonderful commentary?
Well, I mean, there's you saying watching it. I'm saying trying to slog through it. It's been an absolute bore fest so far. Yeah, two shots, not on target. I mean, there's literally nothing else you can say, really, is there?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been woeful. What else can I say? I mean, did you say 2 shots for Watford then? I mean, I can't even remember them, Callum.
Yeah, I'm like your pre-match ESPN. I've got like the stats on the right hand side of my screen.
I mean,
so, yeah,
for these, I use I've started using ThougMob lately. I think ThougMob's quite a good website to use, but yeah, not
use,
great at all from Watford.
Yeah, I use SofaScore as I think they have a wide range of stats. I think FootMob are really good as well. It's just I've used SofaScore for quite a long time, and I've used FootMob as well, but I've stayed a bit more loyal to SofaScore. But yeah, from what I can see on the stats there, so we've had 2 shots on two total shots, none on target. Of course, had the more saves because Cardiff have been a bit more demanding, obviously in attack, and we've just not provided anything. Of course, we've had a bit more activity down the left-hand side, but just no crosses going in to meet players. We've not been shooting when we need to shoot, which has been equally as frustrating. Of course, we had that chance from Chatfordadze where he could have so easily shot, and that could have been such a good chance for us. And he's done that quite a few times over this season. It's just repeating old mistakes. Hopefully this second half can provide a bit more action, but for now, it's been extremely boring.
Yeah, absolutely. Just got to say thank you to VJ for sending in that super sticker, 99p VJ. Really appreciate your support. And Callum, of course, from earlier as well. I have to say thank you very much for that as well. I'm sure you know how much I like you anyway, but I thought I'd say that once again. Jerry Sudworth, Callum. I don't know if you know about our good friend Jerry, but he's just put in a comment here in the live chat. Let's take a look. Me and the Willstone Raider had a pint last night and had a good discussion about how we think Watford will be relegated and Willstone will get promoted. What are your thoughts on Jerry Sudworth's apparent hate for Watford, Callum? He's always popping in with these comments, Jerry.
Well, I've just well, thank God you got it up on the screen now. It's gone now, but I'm glad you had it on the screen because I think one of the moderators has just taken the comment down.
Oh, did they? Did they take it down?
Yeah, I think someone's taken it down. Like I don't know who that would be, but yeah, I mean, good on you whoever took that one down. But yeah, Jerry Sudworth, I've not seen him too much, but from what you guys have said, he's a repeat offender on the channel.
Yeah,
saying
we love him though, Callum. We love Jerry's contributions, of course.
Of course, yeah. Every comment is just something that you can add on a more viewer attention, I guess. So thank you, Jerry, for that. Yeah, so had a pint with a Willstone Raider saying how Watford are going to get relegated. Well, I hope not. I mean, if what was being said about the Pozzos potentially sacking Tom Cleverley, it could be a possibility, but hopefully that's not the case.
I mean, clearly, do not scratch your eyes. Heard some rumor, and I appreciate them coming out and doing their space. I think what happened was, Watford fans can very easily be, sent into hysteria, which is, quite funny to watch. But ultimately, the result of them rumours were, a showing of support for Tom Cleverley. And I think that's only a good thing. 30 people watching live at the moment as well. Thank you very much, everyone, for your continued support. Please do hit that subscribe button down below. Question from Eugene here, Callum. Where do you think Watford will finish in the Championship this season? I mean, what were your expectations, firstly, Callum, at the start of the season? And going into this transfer window now, what are your expectations for the remainder, of this Championship season?
Well, to be honest, I was in agreement with a lot of Watford fan pages and loads of people across different social media pages where they were saying that they weren't expecting too highly because obviously our transfer business was next to nothing realistically. That was before we had that influx of players coming in like Ogbonna, like Keben, like Bromo. All them signings and Jefferson as well, of course, did nothing for us, but he was just an additional signing at the time, which brought a lot more hype. I just didn't really see us getting anywhere near the top half of the table. I was expecting around 13th or 14th, if I'm being completely honest. That's without a single game being played before the start of the season. Now seeing where we are, obviously we are massively overachieving. I'm sure you'd agree from where we are in the table. Of course, we've made some silly mistakes, and of course, no club's perfect. But for us, it's become a lot more consistent, and it's been more. Yeah, I mean, if you have a look at our recent form, we've had 4 losses in a row. Hopefully not me. Hopefully not 5 at the end of this game. But yeah, we've had 4 losses in a row. Just through, that could be through squad selections, just individual player performances, which I know that you've spoken about on your channel. It's been a mixed bag. I think more recently, we're talking over like maybe 1 or 2 months. But if I was to, I'm rambling on. If I was to say where we're going to end up this season, I want to say maybe have a 9th or 10th. I don't think we're going to have the strength to really make it into the playoffs. I hope, please tell me I'm wrong, but I do think we're just going to tail off. I think towards the end of the season, especially with the form that we've been in. There's something that you very rightfully mentioned. Actually, just do want to say that I did message you privately about that, about the thing that you said regarding the fan base at the moment. How it's not exactly in the most unified position in the world at the moment. Hopefully, we can see a bit more unison behind.
I think with the fan base being unified, I think the away support, like people complimented the Fulham support and said they were very unified. But
absolutely, yeah.
I think at Vicarage Road, sometimes we have the tendency. I mean, you've been to matches at Vicarage Road before, Callum. Sometimes, when backman, makes one mistake, everyone is suddenly, very, very nervous. And I think that doesn't do any help really to the player or to the rest of the team. I've just been watching the replay of that chat for that say chance that Sky is showing here actually as well. And, it wasn't a big chance, Callum, but the frustration was, from my perspective, as you said, just get that shot away, challenge the goalkeeper, because we haven't done that in the match so far, have we?
Absolutely not. No, there hasn't been any attacking threat whatsoever. Sure, some of the stats when we say there, like we've got 3 free kicks, but we did absolutely nothing with them. There's been more chances than actual proper chances that have been put into the box to help us, even have another possibility of scoring. But I just want to just go back to a comment there that I've seen in the chat saying from Casano Donny, if I pronounced that wrong, I do apologise, saying gotta get Rocco on soon, as the same as only one of them on the bench. And that's actually a good point. What I was going to say there, back on the performance that he had against Fulham. Honestly, I'm surprised he didn't start this game. For being completely honest, I would have loved to have seen Rocco have a chance.
What a goal, Callum, as well. Come on, talk to me about that goal, man.
Oh God! How long have you got? Like it was an absolutely incredible strike against a very, very solid Premier League outfit. No one expected that, and it was really nice to see the 4,000 of us in Craven Cottage go absolutely mental when that went in. And of course, second half, probably not best to speak about that, but just it's focusing on that goal, absolutely brilliant. And it does show the capability of talent that we've got within our youth ranks. We've got players like Vata, we've got Dumbia, we've got loads of young players which haven't really been used their full potential yet. And that's just down to squad selection. But hopefully, if they stay with us a bit longer, whether that means that we're in the Premier League or staying for a few more seasons in the Championship, that we can really see them develop. But Rocco Vata for me is one of the brightest sparks, probably alongside Quadwo Bar, in terms of real prospects that we have. And if we can use them to our advantage, they're gonna really inject energy into the way that we play and fit Tom's system perfectly, leading us to hopefully Premier League place maybe soon.
Well, the thing is, I don't think, right now, I don't think the squad is, ready for the Premier League. I mean, you even saw Ipswich was so good last season, but even they are struggling. Southampton clearly struggling. Leicester, out of all them teams, are probably, in terms of quality and previous experience, best equipped to stay up. But I think regardless of who you are, like Leeds this season, if they get promoted, I'm sure they'll struggle next season as well. So, whilst the Premier League is the ultimate ambition, I still think in terms of entertaining football to watch, I think the Championship is the best place to be, albeit, of course, you do want to see the likes of, Haaland and stuff come to Vicarage Road, Salah, it is fun to watch. Wonderboy says, reckon Watford will finish 10th. BJ says, I'd be happy with 12th. And Wonderboy says, I agree with James, Rocco and Festi on, please. I did mention that in the first half, Callum. Are those the 2 substitutions you'd look to make? I'm going to quickly pop to the toilet, by the way, so I'll literally be 2 minutes. But in terms of changes you would make, Callum, Rocco Vata and Festi on at half-time, a bit of pace, a bit of technical quality on the ball. Would you be happy with that?
Yep, definitely Rocco. I think he definitely needs to come on and show his quality. There goes James. So I'll try and speak to you guys for a little bit. If you have any other questions, just put them down in the chat and I'll be happy to answer them. Yeah, so just back onto what Wendell Boys put in the chat there. Yeah, Rocco Vata needs to come on for me. Like I alluded to there, I thought he was going to start this game. He never did. Yeah, he has that energy and technical ability that we need on the ball. Partnering up with Chatford in midfield would be a real bonus to us and can really help the service to go on to Bio and Quadro Bar alongside the other side of the wings. That'd be absolutely brilliant. And for Festi, he's just pure pace, pure strength, pure power, and will really help inject a lot more tenacity, I think, into the game. Yeah, that's generally what I think. I completely agree with you there, Wendell Boy, having a bit of pace, having a bit of energy, and injecting a bit more life into the game. Because my God, it has been dull so far. That'd be brilliant. I've got a question from James into the chat there. What's my go-to meal deal? Funnily enough, I actually had one today. It's actually So for me, I'd probably say if they don't have a big size Red Bull, so the 473 milliliter one, I'll probably go for a Pacific Punch Monster. God, feel free to roast me in the comments, by the way, because to most people that I've spoken to that have rated my meal deals have said this is horrific. Then I go for the cheese and tomato pasta. That's just my classic, all the spicy chicken pasta potentially, just depending on how I feel on the day. And then for the crisps, I'm going for because I do go for crisps, I don't go for a snack. I go for a flame grilled steak McCoy's. I just think they're a goat tier crisp. Feel free to agree or disagree with that in the comments, and make sure just to get a bit of engagement up. Tell me your go-to meal deal in the comments as well. We'd love to hear that, and surprise James when he comes back because I don't think he'd be expecting to see loads of meal deals in the comments. So we've got Tom also in the comments as well saying, "What's my favourite Watford chant?" For me, I'm going to say, and I'm going to keep it completely basic. I'm not going to, I'm not going to be too outlandish. I just want to keep it basic as possible. For me, it's the since I was young, I followed them. Watford FC, the team for me. It's so catchy. Everyone in the crowd sings it. It really provides an atmosphere. Yeah, that's probably my favourite chant. So we've got VJ in the comment there saying favourite British holiday destination. For me, I mean, I've not visited there, and I do want to go, but I do want to go and visit the Highlands in Scotland. That's just I love nature. That's just like all the landscapish areas is really where I'd love to go for in a British holiday destination. Outside of like entertainment, rural streets, that like I just prefer more of a landscapey type of vibe. We've got James there saying Monster is so clear of Red Bull. Do you know what? It depends really what mood I'm in, to be honest, because all Monsters really just taste the same, to be honest. I think they're all just, they're all just sugar, realistically, that you can eat, that you can drink. But yeah, Red Bull for me is probably my go-to, but that's just my opinion. What's Matt put in the comments there? We've got Matt2890 saying, we've heard James' thoughts on Larouci, but what do you think about him as a player? So I think throughout this entire season, he's not been amazing, to be honest with you. I'm particularly not a fan. Neither is James. There we are. He's back again.
I'm back again. Carry on, Callum. Carry on. The players
so
aren't back out yet.
I'm just answering Matt's question now on what I think of Yasser Larouci this season. I do agree with James when he was saying that I've not particularly been a fan of him as well. He has been a bit more active than what we've seen him in previous games. In this game, just obviously there's nothing that's been created in terms of chances that's led to any big chances for goals. But yeah, for me, left back is a serious problem that we need to address and need to really look at reinforcing, whether that be in this window or in the summer. But yeah, Yasser Larouci is just, but even if we were to have that dream ambition of being ready for the Premier League, Yasser Larouci is just not our solution at left back, and he will get exposed quite mightily across many different match days. James has put in the comment there. If you're confused, by the way, James, as to why James, that's really weird to say, isn't it? Has put Mango Loco in the comments, is that we've been debating meal deals while you were gone.
Yeah, I was reading it. I was like, what on earth are you guys talking about? Oh my god.
We were talking about meal deals. Actually, just I've said my meal deal, which is if it's not a monster, I go for a Red Bull. Then I go for a cheese and tomato pasta and flame grilled steak McCoy's. What's yours if you have one?
I don't think I have a go-to. The crisps you just said are a good choice, and for me, because of a certain medical condition I've got, I'm not really meant to have loads of caffeine. So like Red Bulls and Monsters, I'm not a huge fan of them. So that wouldn't be my go-to choice. Like an Innocent is quite a good one because they're high value drinks, aren't they? Like an Innocent smoothie, they cost £2 or £3 anyway. So yeah, I would say if I was to get a drink, if it's available, like a nice orange,
Very
innocent
nice.
smoothie. Football crazy. Do you remember me from when Luton beat you 3-0? I do remember you. That was a long time ago. Don't remind me of that game. And just before we kick off again, James has sausage, bacon and egg triple, monster, manga loco, and a Twix. Lovely. Lovely stuff. Right, Callum, we've kicked off for the second half. Do you want to rejoin us at full time for 5 minutes or so if you're interested in that?
Absolutely, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll make sure to join on. Yeah, everyone in the chat, hopefully you're doing well, and hopefully you can enjoy the second half. Hopefully it's a lot more entertaining than the first. I'll be back on soon. See you later, guys.
All right, see you, mate. Bye bye. Love that. I love that. We'll try and do that more often. I quite enjoy having a guest on at half time. It's very good. So yeah, we'll try that more often if you guys like that, and it gives me a chance to have a break as well, which is good. I don't think Watford have made any substitutions. I couldn't have seen any. I couldn't see any anyway, I should say, as I was coming back. So yeah, we'll see. Ben has made the second half. Good to see it. I hope he's rewarded with a Watford goal. Fingers crossed, a winning goal, as I should say as well. My dad was. I just went downstairs to see my parents as well. My dad and my mum were watching the game. Loser with the free kick. Yeah, my dad and mum were watching the game, and it was so boring. My mum said my dad fell asleep in that first half. So yeah, if you're not watching, it was so boring. My dad fell asleep, which shows how bad that was. Yeah, I can just see the small collection of Watford fans in the corner of the stadium as well. They're literally in like a tiny like triangle of the stadium, which is quite funny. Yeah, I really hope they're rewarded for their support, and also we're shooting towards the Watford fans actually in this second half. So yeah, hopefully that gives us a bit of an edge, like the Rookery at Vicarage Road. Get the ball into the back of the net. We suck the ball in, from the Rookery. James, get your parents on the live stream. They would never do that. They would never do that. My younger brother, I'm trying to convince, but no, my parents definitely not. I think they've turned the game off now. Actually, I think they're watching some crap ITV drama because it was so boring. Sierralta hoofs the ball up to the halfway line. Come on, Watford. Come on. I was going to do, a dedicated match reaction video for this game as well. But unless Watford score 2 or 3 goals in the second half, I don't think I can be bothered, really. It's just been... I don't know what I can talk about, really. Jonathan Bond made a good save. What else can I say in like a match reaction video? There's not really much else to discuss. We've kind of become... we were a very entertaining football team at the start of the season, and then we've just become so turgid to watch in the past few weeks. We really have. Sissoko bicycle kick in the last minute. I'd love that, James. I'd love that, man. I'd go. I'd have limbs in my room right now. Even though I'm on my own, I'd still have limbs. I'm looking to create, actually, these are, some early plans for 2025. I'm looking to create another YouTube channel, but a personal YouTube channel for me, where I can create travel content. So when I go out to, various countries, I went out to Amsterdam in last September. I went out to Spain last May as well in the spring. When I go on these trips, hopefully I can start doing some vlogs. That's the plan anyway. So let me know if you'd like to see that type of content on a different channel. Of course, the dream is to follow Watford in like the Europa League or something, but that unfortunately isn't going to happen anytime soon. But yeah, I'd love to have my own kind of personal YouTube channel, and then over time get more people involved in the Watford way, and transition into that. I'm not a student, James. I have a job. I have a job. I was a student. Yeah, I wouldn't say fairly recently, but in the last few years. But no, not a student anymore. Tom says, sounds good. Look forward to the vlog from down here. It's expensive, Tom, to get down to Australia. So, yeah, maybe maybe not quite yet. I should start a fundraiser and you guys can pay for my flights down to Sydney. But yeah, not yet. Not Australia yet. Let's stick to Europe at the moment. Yeah, Tom Deli Bashiri. Good shout there from Jeff. Need Tom Deli and batter. If Tom cleverly wants to go for the game, you know, why not? You know, bring on... If Tom Deli's fit and ready to go, bring him on. James says, go to Russia. I get killed, James. I can't go there. Can't go there. You know what? I'd love to go to... I watch quite a lot of travel YouTubers, actually. You know, you can tell the game is boring now we're getting into this chat. Watford with a throw here. I watch a lot of travel YouTubers, and the North Korea trips I've watched look pretty, you know, interesting, actually. Obviously, it's highly regulated. You have to go through certain companies. But yeah, I've seen a few people go up to North Korea and checking that out. Not that I want to do that at the moment, but yeah, as I said, I'll stick to Europe for now. They do actually have don't they have a... I'm sure they have a national team, don't they? I know they have like a Olympic team they take to the Olympic Games every 4 years. I do think they have a national... Did they have a national football team? Maybe I'm being deluded. They had a player at Juventus once. Did they really? I'll have to research that unless you're taking the piss with me. But I assume you're telling the truth. Oh, Cardiff player there just attempted an overhead kick on the edge of Watford's box. Watford really under the cosh at the moment. Cross comes in, cleared by Sierralta. Come on, Watford. Sissoko, back to Sierralta. Sierralta hoofs clear. Bio holds up the ball quite well. Loses it in the end. And yeah, this game at the moment is becoming a bit weird. There's a lot of balls in the air, headers to be won. Watford not really winning many aerial duels at the moment. Their stadium is the largest in the world. Yeah, I've seen that. I think it's something like 150,000 capacity or something, which is obviously bigger than Barcelona's Camp Nou. So, yeah, I mean, clearly they don't use it in North Korea. But, yeah, I mean, I can't believe we're talking about North Korea. I mean, it really does show how boring this game is. They do have a national team, and they win every game 10-0. Who do they play then, James? Or do they not play anyone? Maybe they don't play anyone. Maybe they just play themselves and just automatically award themselves a 10-0 win. I don't know how it works over there. Oh, come on, Watford. I tell you what, this has been a boring watch. You know, we've had a few good watch-alongs on the channel this year, but this has been really boring. Please subscribe if you are new, of course. I think we're about 5 away now, actually. I've just checked from our goal for today's stream. Of course, leave a like on the stream as well. It lets YouTube know that you're enjoying what you're watching as well. And it's all totally free to, of course, sit and subscribe, leaving a like. This helps the channel out. Here's Cardiff. I think they're going to score, you know. I've got a bad feeling about this. And I think Tom Cleverley will be under big pressure if he loses this game. Yeah, Cardiff, here we go. Cross coming in from the left-hand side here. Goes out for a corner. I don't think Watford have had a corner yet, have we? Come on. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing a match reaction for this game at the moment because it's been so boring. Like, usually I'll do a dedicated video, you know, discussing the game in a bit more detail, but there's literally been nothing to talk about. Here we go. Cardiff City with the corner. I do apologise. My knowledge in Cardiff is quite poor. Like, I can barely name half of the players on my screen. It does help if I can hear commentary, but of course, talking to you guys, I can't actually have the commentary on unless I wear like some headphones or like my AirPods here. So Musa Sissoko and Perry NG just being taught to you by the referee here. I don't know what's happened now. Ngakia and NG having an argument with the referee. I tell you what, this referee is really making this game about himself. I mean, he's stopped the game about 10 times today just to have, 2-minute long discussions with players. I mean, we're not at, an afternoon tea here. We're at a football match. Like, stop talking, get on with the game, shake hands. Like, what are they doing? Like, you guys, if you aren't watching the game, you can't actually see what I'm watching here. But the referee just taking so long to talk to these players. I've never seen this referee before, I don't think, either. Oh, the 10-0 part was a joke. I gathered. Well, I thought so anyway. They usually play Asian teams. Right, okay. I never knew that. It's interesting because as a country, they want to like protect their citizens from seeing Western media. But yeah, then they let certain people go and play football internationally. It's just a strange concept to me. What the hell is this referee talking about, man? Just carry on with the game, my goodness. Oh my God. Corner comes in. Oh my God. Cardiff City should have scored. I think it was headed off the line by Watford. Who was that? I'm just gonna have to look closer at my iPad here. I think it was Sierralta. Well done, Francisco. Oh yeah, well done, Francisco Sierralta. Goodness me. I mean, Watford should be down, by 1-0 at the moment. Goal line clearance, goal line header there by the Chilean centre back Francisco Sierralta. Oh, here we go. Cardiff are getting close to a goal here. We have been so bad. Sorry, I have to say it. And actually, I'm not going to blame Cleverly. He just hasn't been given enough quality players to get any sort of decent results. Like, we really overperformed at the start of the season, and now we're seeing, the true ability of some of these players, and it's just not good enough. It really isn't. And hopefully this is a wake-up call for the hierarchy that, he really needs significant backing. And that doesn't mean another Udinese loan. That means quality players who kind of know the division, young, hungry talents, and also experienced heads as well. Sissoko, he looks terrible, but he's just passed successfully there to Ngakia. Strange pass over the top there from Ngakia, finding no one. I think it's time to bring on Tom Delhi, Vata, Festi. We need some real quality in this game. Cardiff City, here they come again. Oh, shot just wide. We should be a goal down, guys. We really should be. Looks like you guys are about 5 or 10 seconds ahead of me. James says North Korea also have a women's team. Do they actually? I'm shocked by that. I really am. Tom Potts says Vata's coming on. Jeff says the same for Ryan. I assume you mean Ryan Porteous. So yeah, that means a change of system for Watford as well, if that's the case. Yeah, Ryan Porteous coming off here. Vata on. So Watford going to a back four then. It's needed. The change is needed. Melanie says they all look knackered. They shouldn't really be knackered. I mean, every team in the every team in the league is in kind of the same position. We all play the same amount of games. So yeah, I'm 1 minute behind. Okay, it's probably because I'm on my iPad. I'll refresh my stream quickly, just to try and get a bit more in line with you guys. But yeah, there's not too much I can do about the delay, really. Derby away on Sunday. I thought it was Saturday. Tom. There we go. I've refreshed my my feed now. Oh, bloody hell. I don't think they play much, but they're ranked 9th in women's football. Wow. That's a foul. Yeah, clear foul there by Ngakia. Might even be a yellow card here, actually. I think that was Ngakia on Chris Willock. Just a tactical foul to stop the counter-attack, really. Sun Media, how is Bond playing? He's made a couple of good saves, actually. He's kept Watford in the game, to be fair to him. He's done what needed to be done. Confirmation there, Ngakia picked up a yellow card as well. It's a Cardiff set piece here. Header, shot, goes wide of the goal. I think did Bond get a hand on that? Looks like referee signalling here for a corner. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. The Cardiff players just want that more. You know, that's not a tactical issue for me from that set piece. That's more just heart and desire, you know, not wanting to win that duel. So it's gone out here for a Cardiff corner. Jonathan Bond with a lot of players around him. Bond clears. Goes over his bar for another corner, this time at the opposite end. I mean, Cardiff City putting Watford under a real sustained period of pressure here. So another corner here from Cardiff. A lot of jostling in the box. The referee, just let the game play, referee. It happens every game. It's a physical game, football. Like, just let them wrestle each other. So corner comes in. Header. Oh my God. I thought that was in. Bloody hell. Honestly, we have been so poor. We really have. I mean, let me check the stats here. How many shots have Watford had? We've had 2 shots. With a 0.10 expected goals. Ugh. How boring. Oxford still beating Plymouth by 1-0, by the way, as well. Jeff says this can't continue. I mean, it's poor, Jeff, isn't it? If we're being honest here. Really poor. I'd bring on Tom Dele-Bashiru. He's on the bench, so, you know, he must be fit, surely. Another foul there by Watford. Musa Sissoko. Blatant foul. Yellow card, ref, surely. It's just a complete joke for footballer Musa Sissoko lately. He really is. He just isn't performing at the adequate level. And yeah, as it stands, I'm not going to do a dedicated match reaction because it's been so boring. James, Derby away is on Saturday. Yeah, that I clarified that. VJ says, I've watched Vatta's goal a dozen times. It's a quality finish, VJ. Cardiff with the throw here. Watford look to clear. Comes back to Cardiff. Oh, for God's sake. It's 1-0. It's 1-0. We're not winning this game. We're not winning this game. That's it. So it's 1-0 Cardiff. 64 minutes, 30 seconds gone here. And let's get that score changed. In fact, the score's not even on the screen anymore. Let me just bring that back up. One moment, guys. Just shit, isn't it? Really is just shit. Good finish, to be fair. Let me just watch this back. I mean, shambolic defending, don't get me wrong. Oh, Sierralta. That is poor. That is poor. That is poor. Sierralta. Just so weak. Just so weak. His body shape's all wrong. Finished into the top corner. Jonathan Bond probably couldn't really do anything about that. Maybe a hint of offside with that goal. Ashford with the finish, number 45. And it's Cardiff 1, Watford 0. And it's infuriating. It really is. And, you know, what this is going to do, I don't want to be the one who says it, but it's going to put more pressure on Tom Cleverley. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's the hierarchy's fault for not giving him the adequate players and the adequate funds. But it is, you know, ultimately going to put more pressure on the gaffer. 1 minute piano. You can watch the game on Sky Sports Plus in the UK, or if you go on social media, I'm sure you can find someone with a link to the game. So Barr driving into the box there. Decent run from Barr. Doesn't amount to anything though. Watford playing out from the back again. Here's Pollock. Out wide to Larouche. Plays it into Batter. Can Batter do something magical here? Here's Rocco Batter driving to the byline. Can Batter get a ball in? He does. Oh, nearly found its way to Kwadwo Barr. Oh, that's poor from Ngakia. Just losing that duel. Sierralta picks it back up. Here's Ngakia. There's not really any space for Watford to play in at the moment. Here's Barr. Sierralta. I'd bring on Ogbonna for Sierralta, Tom Deli-Bashiru for Musa Sissoko, and probably, yeah, Festia Baselli for Larouche. Clevs is getting sacked, isn't he? Well, all I'm saying is, you know, a leopard doesn't change its spots, and we've got Gino Pozzo in charge of Watford FC currently. So, yeah, we'll see. I'll be making a very, very long video if that happens, I can assure you, James. Like, honestly, the angry rant I will go on if that happens, you wouldn't believe, honestly. Richard Dixon, hello. QPR fan. Watford are falling apart. We are, Richard, at the moment. Ah, dear. Not great. And yeah, we always seem to gain, you know, 5 or 6 viewers whenever we can see the goal, which is, yeah, people coming to watch my tears, I think. Yeah, we're 4 subscribers away from our goal for today's stream. So Chris Willett's come off, number 16. Ollie Tanner, he's very well liked by Cardiff fans, is come on. Oh my God. What a stupid substitution. Edu Kayembe for Musa Sissoko. Like, you've got Tom Deli sitting on your bench, Tom. Come on. Clearly, Tom Deli-Bashiru is not fit enough to play in this match, because I find it really strange he's not featured yet. Yeah, Kayembe is as useless as Sissoko in midfield. He really doesn't offer much other than, you know, the ability to occasionally score a goal. Yeah, not a great substitution there by Kayembe, but let's hope it's gonna work to good effect. Vacuum Bio's done F-all once again, by the way, up front. I'm sweating here. I'm sweating out of frustration. Here's Rocco Batter. Taking on his fullback. He loves to drive, Rocco Batter. Oh my God, that's good from Batter. He keeps it in, Batter. Shoot, side netting. Referee says that it went out just before. I mean, Batter looks determined to get a goal today. Tom Potts. I think I could do a better shift up front than Vacuum Bio. You probably could, Tom. You know, I imagine, you know, you probably play for some sort of Sunday League side or something, I imagine. Yeah, you probably could, Tom. The Hornets house would as well. They'd do a better job than Vacuum Bio. They did the unthinkable with Edwards. I've got a bad feeling in my stomach about Tom Cleverley. You know, I just don't want to think about it, really. Let's just hope it won't happen. Melanie says, is Klebs being told who to play by the powers that be? Well, apparently that happened with previous managers. I was listening to, I can't remember what interview it was. I think it was Troy Deeney maybe, and he said, sporting directors would go into managers' offices and say, who to pick essentially, and that it probably still works the same. I mean, we are a toxic club when it comes to sacking managers and the atmosphere it creates. We really are. Owen, welcome back, says Tom Cleverley's face says it all. He usually looks quite frustrated, Owen, but today Tom Cleverley, as you say there, his facial expressions look really. I mean, number one, he looks absolutely shattered. He looks absolutely zonked. But yeah, he really looks frustrated, Owen. Absolutely. Yeah, I think Cristiano Gioretta was definitely a big problem at Watford when he was here. I mean, Troy Deeney said he literally had like a physical altercation with Cristiano Gioretta about some of the things he said. So, yeah, he was a big problem. And I think it's, they're Gino Pozzo's friends, aren't they? We bring in all these people, they're all Italian. Gianluca Nani, our current sporting director, he's Italian. Let's actually, recruit decent people, not just friends of the owner, let's actually bring in good people. The Watford recruitment team as well. I know they watch some of these videos. I know they monitor, social media posts as well on Twitter, especially, that they're all out there, the recruitment team. They're useless. They are useless. I mean, why are we bringing in, it's not the player's fault, but why are we bringing in this 20-year-old Udinese centre-back who played 3 matches last year? What are our aspirations for this season? Like, seriously? Like, Tom Cleverley does not want that kind of player right now. Of course, you want young players to develop, but we need, experienced quality who know the division. And, yeah, honestly, some of the people at the club, there's some good people there, don't get me wrong, behind the scenes who are actually Watford fans, but some people are just useless, honestly, really are. Wonderboy says Black Kit curse again. Yeah, and I'm wearing this jumper. I usually wear the purple kit. Wearing this new jumper's not made any difference, has it? I think they do, James. I mean, from what I'm told, they read everything. Scott Duxbury reads everything as well, apparently, which is good. A CEO should read what fans are saying. But yeah, I know the recruitment team. I know people high up the club. They do read what you put on social media. So continue to do so because they can hear you. But ultimately, a business is run by the man at the top, and they create the culture and they create the kind of the vibe around the place during the day, and that's Gino Pozzo ultimately. Yeah, Watford just not winning our duels today. Bio clears. Imran Loser chasing it down. Loser is such a dog in midfield. He's so good. I mean, he does the job of 2 or 3 players, Imran Loser. Here's Kayembe. Sends it long, looking to find Rocco Vata. The ball goes out of play. That substitution really hasn't helped Tom's cause. Yeah, I mean, you have to assume, Callum, Tom Dele-Bashiru is fit to play because he's on the bench. That was the logical change to make. Musa out, Tom Dele-Bashiru in, and he's brought on Edu Kayembe for some reason. He wasn't really actually a natural midfield player. Melanie says we've become a development team for Udinese. Well, that's actually, it's a relationship, isn't it? It's a relationship between both clubs. And when Watford were in the Premier League, we were probably the dominant person in that relationship. And now we're in the Championship and struggling. Udinese are the dominant person, and they are really the priority for the Pozzo family at the moment. So, yeah, you're right, Melanie. We have kind of become, Udinese B, really. We've become their development team. Jefferson's come on at Bournemouth, apparently. They're winning as well. Yeah, Daniel Jefferson scored in the FA Cup the other day as well, which is hilarious in itself. And I've not said this on I've not actually said this publicly, but I had a conversation with Daniel Jebison on Twitter because he followed the Watford Way on Twitter, and I had the conversation after the Sheffield United game, and I basically said, ignore the critics, keep going. I can feel the goal coming. And then, and yeah, 1 week later, he left the club and he unfollowed me. So I don't know what that says about Daniel Jebison, but I felt his heart was in the right place at the time. He seemed all right when I spoke to him. But yeah, he's gone back to Bournemouth. I think it's fair to say he didn't particularly like his time at Watford, is what I will say. But he seems like an all right guy from the brief chat I had with him. Kayembe clears. I mean, Kayembe there clearing to absolutely no one. This is poor, isn't it? I hope the players come out and apologise today. I really do. Here's Vacuum Bio. Lovely ball, actually, for Kwadwo Bar to run onto here. Here's Bar. Oh, Bar goes in a good run, actually. Cardiff clear in the end. Ellis says, is this a bad time? Oh, God, Ellis. You couldn't have come on at a worse time. Really is poor. Lots of you tuning in, though. I mean, I don't know if you guys are all Watford fans or just opposition fans, watching me cry. But yeah, welcome to the channel, any new viewers who are watching. Oh, Rocco Vata, lovely ball to Georgie here. Can Georgie chip it? Oh, it's headed clear by Cardiff. Well defended by them, actually. I think it was O'Dowd there with the header. Frustrating. Yeah, please subscribe if you are new. I think we're 4 off our goal for today's stream of 1-2-30. Georgie with the corner. Headed clear again. We're just so crap at corners, aren't we, guys? I can't remember the last time we scored from one. Here's Georgie. Georgie again. I think that goes out of play. Is it another Watford corner? Surely, referee. No, he gives it as a goal kick. I mean, I think for me that was a Watford corner. Looks like a come of Colwell there. Wendell Boy says, who votes bedtime for Ben? Well, to be fair, he's not going to miss much if he goes to bed now, Wendell Boy. So I would say yes. Disappointing from Watford today. Yeah, what's happening with Man City then? So obviously we've got loads of Premier League games during the week. So they're playing Brentford. What's the score? Is it like 1-1, 2-2? Oh, can someone let me know what the Forest score is as well? Forest Liverpool, because someone said Forest were winning earlier today. God, my hair's becoming a mess as well. Look at me. This is what watching Watford does to you. You just become, a crippled version of yourself, honestly. Forest still winning 1-0. Bloody hell. I tell you what, they're having a very, very good season. Wow. I mean, they've spent a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but even still, compared to the big clubs, that they're doing very well. This is just frustrating now. 10 minutes left to go. I've got no faith in this team. We started the season so well, and it's turning to anger now, and not towards Tom Cleverley. Let's direct our anger to the right place. We shouldn't be angry at Tom Cleverley. We should be angry at the people who run our club. Not Tom Cleverley. Tom Cleverley deserves support until the very day he leaves Watford. Here's Kayembe. I mean, Vacuum Bio's never getting to that long ball. Forest still winning 1-0. Man City 2-2 against Brentford. Wow. So yeah, a missed opportunity for Liverpool, to even further extend their lead over Man City today. I'm sure Arsenal will be happy that Liverpool have dropped points again. Oh, God. Guys, I'm sorry we couldn't watch a more entertaining game. Or Liverpool's 1-1. Jota scored. Okay. Liverpool back in the game. This is piss poor from Watford. I'm sorry. I'm watching these players. There's no urgency to kind of get forward and attack. Matty Pollock and Francisco Sierralta there are still just faffing about at the back. Ngakia, back to Sierralta. What the hell are we doing? And also, let's say, right now, fair play to the 400 or so Watford fans that travelled up there today. Just not acceptable, at all, that the performance they've been given. Oh my gosh, Cardiff on the counter. It's a 2v1. It's a 2v1 situation. Oh my god. Matty Pollock sliding in at the death there. Ollie Tanner just couldn't get the ball quite right. Chelsea have equalised, apparently. Yeah, we'll get you on for 5 minutes at the end, Callum. I mean, there's not too much positive stuff to talk about today, really. Tom Potts, this is awful. I've seen more entertainment watching under fives. You probably have, Tom. You probably have. God, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. So we'll laugh. Put it this way, I'm glad I'm not in Wales. Yeah, this Watford team, I'm just watching them. Some of the body language of some of these players is slightly concerning, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not going to call them players out yet because I don't think we're at that stage. But there's a couple of players out there. I'm not happy with their body language. I mean, we've got to make a couple more substitutions. Here we go. Festia Basele coming on now. So yeah, the change I wanted has happened, but it's happened too late. Festia Basele on for Yasser Larouchi here in the final 10 minutes or so. Charlie Waterman sat in the morning. When will the owners realise it's the squad, not the managers? Last laugh would be if Cleverley went to Luton and secured promotion. I don't know what to say to your comment, really, Charlie. I really hope he doesn't get sat. Yeah. Come on, Georgie. Sierralta. Out to Pollock. Festia Basele slips and loses the ball. Here come Cardiff. Oh my god. What a run this is. This should be 2-0. Oh. It's blocked by Matty Pollock, and here come Watford on the counter this time. Kayembe out to Festia Basele. Festi. Take on your man, Festi. Doesn't really have the confidence. And the referee gives a foul in the opposite direction. Says Watford were too physical on Perry NG. And yeah, Cardiff have a free kick. Ugh. So 84 minutes gone over in Wales. 6 minutes of normal time to rescue a point here for the Hornets. Oh dear. I think Jonathan Bond has been good today. I mean, he made the saves early on in the game to keep it, level at the time. Has there been any other standout players today? I don't think so. I think the only I think the only standout player for Watford has been our goalkeeper. It's very rare of me not to find any other positives, but I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't think of any other positives to take from today's game. I mean, is it still 2 shots for Watford? Yeah, total shots in the match 2, none on target. Dreadful, absolutely dreadful. Really is. I mean, Watford have a set piece now. James says a lot of this squad is the same players who in the previous years so lazy and did not care. I think there's some players that care in there now, more than before anyway. But yeah, as you say, there's still some players there who we need to move on. So Georgie with a free kick here. Quite a dangerous ball. No Watford players really attack that. It goes out for a Watford corner right in front of them, you know, small allocation of Watford travelling fans. I mean, I really feel sorry for them. I hope they've all got hotels or something to go back to, because I wouldn't want to be making, you know, that commute back tonight. Here's vacuum bio. Pass it bio. Georgie into bar. Have a shot bar. No, he doesn't shoot. He passes back out to Georgie. Georgie. Ngakia. Back post. Kayembe. I can feel something happening here. Here's Georgie into Kayembe. Kayembe. Bio. Here's Kayembe. Into Kwadwo Bar. Kwadwo Bar does well here. Kwadwo Bar. Vacuum Bio. 1-1. It's 1-1. Get in. Come on. We're back in the game. We're back in the game. Let's win the game. Let's win the game now. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm not even that happy with score. But that's Vacuum Bio's 10th goal of the season. Come on, Watford. Come on, we're back in the game. Let's get that score changed. Rudy says get in. Tom says get in. Owen says, I think I over-celebrated. Yeah, maybe you did. I kept my celebrations tempered. Let's go and get a winner, Owen. Let's get a winning goal. Yeah, I think I'm like quite far behind you guys. I mean, I'm watching via the official Sky streams. I don't know why I'm so far behind. But yeah, 1-1, Vacuum Bio. Cardiff City making a couple of changes. Really well worked goal by Watford. Bio, you know, towards the back post there. Good, strong header. Got it on target. You know, usually he would miss those, but to be fair to Bio, he scored there. Was it Kwadwo Bar with the assist? I think it was. You know, good run by Bar, and yeah, 1-1. There's 3.5 minutes of normal time to go. Hopefully, you know, we get 5 or 6 minutes added on to try and get a winner. But yeah, you know, would you guys, you know, say we deserved a point? I would say, you know, we completely do not deserve a point. I think Cardiff City have been by far the best team in this game. I think Richard sums it up there. Richard Lee says, would take that with how the game has gone. Gavin Peters, surprising to hear that you asked for the win. Well, you got to be positive, Gavin. You know, let's not settle for the draw. Let's bloody go for the game, mate. Come on. Cardiff City being pushed now. Bio closing down the Cardiff goalkeeper. 88 minutes, 32 seconds gone on my end. If you want to sync yourselves up with me. Come on, Watford. Here's Pollock into Rocco Vata. Nice ball into Edu Kayembe. Kayembe looking to break here. Bio chasing it down. Bio gets there. Oh, Cardiff keeper comes out and claims. Hornets House says definition of undeserved. Absolutely. Absolutely. And as we approach the end of the game, let's just say thank you to our contributors for today's stream. Owen, thanks for renewing your membership and becoming a bronze member. The Hornets House with a £5 super chat. Just wanted to mark my territory and send the channel's first super chat. Thank you so much. VJ with a super sticker as well, much appreciated. And yeah, here we go. We're into kind of the last few minutes of the game. We'll just wait to see how much time is added on. I mean, from a Watford perspective, you know, do you really go for it, or do you just kind of hold on to this draw and say, you know, let's take what we can get and run? For me, I'm going for this. So 5 minutes added time, 5 minutes. I mean, that is plenty of time to get a goal. It would be probably the biggest robbery in football if we won today. So Ngakia looking to win Watford a corner here. Oh, I'm getting uncomfortable. I'm getting sweaty as well. When I get nervous, I get sweaty. So I think I need to put on some more deodorant, to be honest. Okay, here we go. Watford with the throw. I think we're going for the long throw strategy here. It looks like, is it Festia Basele who's going to throw this? Yeah, so Festia Basele here with the long throw. He throws it into the box. It's headed on. Bio kind of faffs around with it. Watford still have possession. Here's Festi. Crosses in, cleared by O'Dowda. And that's a free kick to Cardiff City. And yeah, the time is running down now. 4 minutes left to play. There's probably one more chance in this game for Watford, I suspect. You know, on the counter-attack maybe. But at the moment, it looks like it might remain 1-1. Callum, make sure you pop back in as well. We'll chat to you for 5 minutes at the end of today's watch along as well. And yeah, what are my plans for the rest of the evening? Probably go back on my Xbox, play a bit of FIFA Pro Clubs, and yeah, probably go to bed at about midnight, I would suspect. I need to get my sleep schedule back correct because I've been going to bed way too late lately. So here's Cardiff City. Goalkeeper sends it long. 3 minutes of normal time, or 3 minutes of extra time, I should say, left to play. Goes out for a Watford goal kick. Jonathan Bond is picking up the ball, looking to play it quickly. Wonderboy says Ben's mum wants him to go to bed. Well, Ben has just seen a Vacuum Bio goal. So I think Ben made the right decision by staying up in the end. Only 2.5 minutes left, though, so not too long for Ben to wait. Come on, Watford. I mean, it's not good enough. It's still not good enough, the performance, but we got the goal, didn't we? We got the goal. We hopefully, you know, I'm not, touch wood, I don't want to jinx it, but hopefully we've stopped the losing run we were on. Come on, Watford. Omar Reza and Tom Cleverley just having a bit of a spat there. I think Omar Reza went to catch the ball. Not quite sure what's happened there. Looks like a little bit of an argument, perhaps, with the former Watford coach. Come on, Watford. Here's Festia Basele down the left-hand side. Lots of you tuning in for the last few moments. Make sure you do hit that like button. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Here's Imran Loser. Sends it long, looking to find Quadway Bar. Here's Bar. Go on, Bar. Oh, it was like a cross-come shot. Goalkeeper claims it for Cardiff. And yeah, the Watford fans do look quite frustrated in that corner. I can't lie. A minute or so left to go. I don't think we're going to win this, guys. But we did salvage a draw. Positives to take. We'll speak to Callum after the game. Of course, we could win this here in the final minute or so. We'll have to wait and see. Here's Kayembe looking to run down the line. .50 seconds left to go. Kayembe into Quadway Bar. That's a foul for Watford. KO Drummers, I've never seen you before. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're well. Let's see how close we are to our subscriber target as well. We're into the final moments of this game. We're 5 away from our goal for today's stream. We'll probably hit it on the Derby watch along, won't we? KO Jummer says it's so annoying every night. We're so poor. Yeah, you've summed Watford up pretty well there. Set piece comes in, falls to Rocco Vata. Vata takes the shot. Well saved by the Cardiff goalkeeper. Rocco Vata nearly winning the game for Watford. It's saved. Goes out for a corner. I think the game's ended actually now in real life. Tom Pot saying full time there, 1-1. But we'll continue watching on my slightly delayed feed just for a moment. Corner comes in, cleared by Cardiff. Goes out for a Watford throw. And the game's done. Yeah, full time, 1-1. We'll bring Callum in now to get his final thoughts on the game. Undeserved draw for Watford, but we got there in the end. Let's bring Callum back in to have a quick chat with him for 5 or 10 minutes. Callum, hello. You obviously watched that second half. Vacuum Bio getting the goal for Watford. That's 10 championship goals for him this season. An undeserved result for Watford, would you say?
You can definitely say that again. That's for sure. That's the definition of undeserved, as I put it in the chat. Like, it's just whenever you watch Watford, there's such a mixed bag. Mostly towards the end of the game where we get a scrappy goal like we did there. When we've been completely dominated in possession, and there's sometimes an odd occasion where we absolutely thump teams like we did against Sheffield Wednesday, where we got those 5 or 6 goals out of nowhere. Like, we're a completely mixed bag of a team, and I guess this is a positive for Tom now. Maybe this extends his tenure with us a bit longer, or definitely doesn't pile the amount of pressure they would have got if he would have got that loss. But hey, Watford, we keep on Watfording.
Absolutely. Stats in the game: Cardiff with 12 shots, 4 on target. Watford with 4 shots, 2 on target. I mean, 4 shots in a 90-minute match, Callum. I mean, that's not good enough, is it?
It really isn't, especially when we were going into this game with such high hopes. And yeah, it's like what people were alluding to in that chat there. You've got to feel for the small portion of our fan base that have been so devoted and have taken time out of their day, out of their hard-earned savings to go to Wales and to watch that performance. This is a completely different country, mind you. And people have.
It's a European away day, technically, Callum.
It literally is. It's a European away day. I mean, Chelsea have got Welsh opponents, and that's considered a European away day. So it goes to prove the lengths that people do go to support this club, and what they're given in return, especially with performances like that today. It just simply is unacceptable, and we really need to go back to the drawing board and really find out what's the root cause. Everyone knows what the root cause is. It's of course the ownership at this club, and it's something that we definitely need to address and make our voices heard there, and that is to back Tom Cleverley, in my opinion. Like I said in the chat there, we the Pozzos did the unthinkable with Rob Edwards, gave him not anywhere near the amount of time that he should have been given, and sacked him after a poor run of results, kind of like what we're going through now. But exactly why I said I think we've got a bad pit on our stomach. But I completely agree with the social media movement that we've got going on there of #BackTom. I don't know if we got it trending in the end, but hopefully we did. So yeah, it goes to prove that the whole fan base has basically the same opinion, and I've not seen that from a manager in such a long time. Everyone is firmly behind Tom Cleverley. He's been a servant for us, has played for us, which obviously gives us a massive advantage. He knows the players, he knows the club, and knows what our morals are. So honestly, if we stick with him, I like his principles. I think he's a really likable guy. And he can definitely go far with us if we continue under his tenure.
Absolutely. I think, we've all seen it, especially on Twitter, I think is where that movement has been in the last few days. Pretty much, I would say 100% of the fan base are, behind Tom Cleverley in some capacity. And I think, we've seen Gino Pozzo sack managers before, but I think we can all agree that Tom Cleverley isn't the issue this time round. We all really want Tom Cleverley to work. I think, the only situation potentially he would get sacked is if Watford were, very on the verge of getting relegated from the Championship. But I think that's unlikely to happen this season. In terms of your man of the match from the game, Callum, I couldn't really pick out one myself during the watch long. Obviously, Vacuum Bio, I felt had a poor game generally. A couple of good moments of hold-up play, but he did get that goal. Quadwo Bar, I think, wasn't it, with the assist? But for me, Jonathan Bond made a few decent saves, especially in that first half. So for me, that's who my man of the match would go to. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Bond was a very vital part of the team today, and definitely prevented us from at least conceding 3 or 4 goals, because there were some clear cut chances that Cardiff had that just couldn't capitalise on, and Bond was very, very solid and sturdy in net today. Yeah, a few performances. I mean, it is a bit of a shame because there was a very, very astute piece of defending from this person, and then the goal that Cardiff scored was his fault, and that's Francesco Sierralta. Obviously, that incredible goal line clearance, and then a really poor piece of defending. This is what I mean. We're a mixed bag. We
Yeah,
have
actually,
players.
what a clearance that was, Callum, with his head as well. Really, really, really good play, actually.
Really good play, but then it just completely undoes itself through a goal that was, well, it was a defensive fault, but he was at the forefront of that. And yeah, I mean, apart from that, obviously, I don't want to scrutinise him just on the bad parts that he's had in this game today. He has made that goal line clearance and potentially stopped it from being a loss. But yeah, I would agree with Jonathan Bond definitely being up there. I know you have. I know you're not exactly his biggest fan, but of course, Bio now 10 goals this season is something that you can't really argue with. He's hit double
Double
digits.
figures, yeah. I think didn't Rivich get 11 last season for the entire season? So yeah,
Yeah,
Bios
exactly.
definitely has a better return.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Exactly, better return, but halfway through the season. But I mean, if he's getting this service there with Quadrobar getting the assist and providing the energy that we had when we saw Rocco Vata come on, he provided. Like I said at the half-time break, he was going to inject so much energy into that game, which is what is really needed. Actually, just on the topic of substitutions.
Yeah.
That was absolutely shocking. That was a shocking substitution
You're
from
talking
Tom
about
Beverley.
Edu Kayembe, I assume.
Edo KMB
Yeah.
coming on from Sissoko, that is horrendous. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, just when you needed, that bit of energy to really get us across the line there, have a bit of technical flair, provide the quality in the service, they can go into Bar and Bio up front. And of course, that is what happened. And also, of course, massive shout out to Imran Loser and Chat for Datsy for really holding that down today as well. Rocco Vata, he provided that outlet for us like I thought he would do. And then Kayembe, he came on, and I mean, let's be completely honest, didn't really have much to
I
write
mean,
to him about when we had
what's the
when
thinking
we,
behind that, Callum? Is Tom clearly thinking that, Kayembe is another physical presence in midfield like Sissoko, or is he purely just not wanting to risk Tom Deli Bashiru? Because for me, if Tom Deli Bashiru isn't ready to play, then he shouldn't be on the bench. If he's on the bench, in my opinion, then he's fit and ready to play. And for me, I really want to see the Tom Deli Bashiru and Loser partnership thrive and develop. And it was a strange one. I mean, maybe he's saving him for the weekend. Just concluding the game now, Callum, before we look ahead to Derby on Saturday. That was Watford's game in hand. Of course, the game was rearranged because of the storm we had a few weeks ago. It is a positive that Watford have gained a point from our game in hand, because with that advantage that we had, you didn't want to lose the game and gain nothing. So to get at least a point, surely that is a positive to take, even though the performance was pretty dismal in the end.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the performance wasn't entirely convincing whatsoever, and hopefully we do not see a repeat of that against Derby. But it is a draw that will boost morale at the end of the day. It's not like that we're coming back off of a loss, and a really undermining loss, really underwhelming loss at that. So hopefully we can go into the game with a fresh outlook, really go out to the drawing board, really think about these substitutions, because my God, some of them were questionable as today. And just going with a fresh mindset is a brand new game week and a chance for us to be back up the table at the chance, a very, very slim chance now, I do think, because I reckon mid-table is probably where we'll be looking at now. But at the chance of getting playoffs potentially, it is not all hope is lost just yet. I reckon we can definitely get a result against Derby.
Yeah, anything can happen in the Championship. All it takes is 3, 4, 5 games to go in your favour, and then you're very quickly propelled, up the table. Derby away this weekend. They're actually having, an okay season, actually, Derby. What are you expecting from that game? Is there any changes you'd like to see, in the Watford team from the start? For me, I think Festi should start on the left-hand side. Give him another go from the start. I think Ogbonna should come into the back line instead of Francisco Sierralta. And, I think Rocco Vata, it's a big call to make. Should he start over Georgie Shafatatse, potentially? It's a big call to make, but I think Georgie... I think has been overplayed this season. I think he needs a break, and actually, someone else should shine in this Watford team. And I think Rocco Vata could be that person.
Definitely, yeah, I can definitely see your points there. I mean, I've got the squad that we played today right in front of me, and so we played a 5 at the back there. We played a 5-3-2, and what I would probably suggest, if I was to make any changes, if we were to stick with that formation, which is more than likely going to happen for the Derby game, I am taking out Musa Sissoko. That is going to be a big talking point in the comments. So if anyone, obviously this will turn into a video. So if you guys have your thoughts on this as well, make sure you let me know. And I'm bringing in Tom Dele-Bashiru. I know that's because ultimately we need that technical flair in the team. Musa Sissoko, again, just, my God, I don't know what's happened to him. He's been absolutely dreadful. I think, if we could really, I reckon in that midfield 3 there with Georgie Takfadadze, Imran Louza, and if we were to have Dele-Bashiru just off that right-hand side providing service up to Codway Bar, that would really, that would be a real benefit to us because we know his flair, we know how good he can be on his day, and especially if we didn't want to risk him, obviously we've got a full week now for him to aid his recovery and hopefully see him in the starting 11. As well as that as well, I would agree in terms of bringing in Ogbonna for that experience.
Yeah.
He is he's a definite player that we need in this back line.
Quality, Cal. I mean, you just watch him on the ball. He just oozes, I'm saying the word again. He oozes quality, doesn't he? You can tell he played in the Premier League. You can tell he was an international footballer. You can tell he played, in European football with West Ham. He is a quality footballer. Can he play twice a week? Probably not. But yeah, it was a shame not to see Ogbonna today. We'll keep going actually till 10 p.m. because there is lots to talk about and lots of comments to get through. Are you expecting...
Just quickly, I was going to say, in regards to Ogbonna, this is the importance of squad rotation. I think, while I agree he doesn't have the stamina to probably make it to 2 game weeks and make that consistently, this is where we can start to put in Ogbonna, really figure out how astute our defensive line is then in that 5 at the back formation, then really try and chop and change between centre-backs that may not perform that well in that game week, and then just kind of switch and rotate from there. So we play Ogbonna 1 week, play another defensive line 1 week, maybe switch out 1 or 2 defenders, and then bring Ogbonna again, and kind of have that consistency so we can build up and really use that rotation to good use. I think with Festi as well, just quickly before you move on to reading some of the comments there, starting on that left-hand side, the reason why I want Tom Dele-Bashiru to start in front of Musa Sissoko is that we already have such a big presence in Festi Abasele, who is quite big, who is quite stocky. He will definitely who challenge defenders and obviously plays quite attacking anyway and can almost take up that position in the right-hand side or left-hand side of midfield. So can almost deputise for someone like Georgie Takfadadze, who may be a bit more central, and Festi can really drive up. Yeah, can really drive up the wings. So yeah, I definitely get what you mean. I'm sure if you need me for a suggested 11, I'll happily give it to you in the comments, or if anyone has any suggestions, we should leave it down in the comments as well. But yeah, those are some of the little changes I'd make.
Yeah, we'll keep going till 10 p.m. because I'm enjoying this chat. And Cal, I think we should bring you back for some future watch-alongs actually, because it's nice not just doing it on my own and having someone to talk to at the end of matches. In terms of transfer speculation, I mean, Tom Potts has just put a comment in here. Anyone know what's happened to Ken Sema? Let's speak about the transfer market before we kind of wrap things up today, Callum. We're in the middle of the January transfer window at the moment. Watford are rumoured, and it looks like it's pretty much confirmed that we're going to be bringing in this 20-year-old Irish centre-back from Udinese. James Abankwu, I think is how you pronounce his name. It's frustrating, isn't it, Callum? I mean, Tom Cleverley, we can clearly see, even from tonight's performance, he needs reinforcements in various positions. For me, going into the transfer window, the key positions for me were probably left back, centre midfield or defensive midfield, and a striker. Is he going to get any of them positions? What are your thoughts on Gino Pozzo and the transfer window so far, because it's not looking particularly positive at the moment from a Watford perspective, is it? And quickly, before you start talking, Callum, just to answer Tom Potts, anyone know what's happened to Ken Sema? It looks like he's off to Sweden, to Malmo FF. I am trying to get an update on Ken Sema from a Swedish journalist. But yeah, nothing as of yet. But at the moment, it looks like Ken Sema is back off to Sweden. Go ahead, Callum. Speak away.
So yeah, with James Abankwah, he has started for 6 games in Udinese this season. Whilst you were just chatting there, I tried to get up as much information as I could. But again, he's only a 20-year-old prodigy, really. He doesn't have that much information going for him. But he has been given a chance in Serie A this season. 6 plays, obviously no goals and no assists, but that's not what you expect from a defender. And where Udinese are in the table, let me just quickly check that for you, because actually that might play a part into how he may be able to be rotated into this system. Bear with me. If you want to speak.
I was going to say, do you want me to interject while you're googling away?
Yeah, if you could, yeah, because actually no,
so while Callum's doing research quickly, I'll just say, guys, I mentioned during the watch along, we do have a exclusive interview coming your way on Sunday, hopefully. The interview's being recorded on Friday with a former Watford defender who signed back in, should I tell the year he signed? I think that'll give too much away, but he signed quite a while ago, was at the club until just a couple of years ago. He's an international player, a central defender, and we'll be doing an interview with him on Friday afternoon to be released on Sunday. So if you are a channel member, you'll get exclusive 24-hour early access to that interview. But yeah, looking forward to that very much. Callum, fire away.
Brilliant, yeah. So I was just going to say there. So Udinese are 9th at the moment in the table. They're played 20 games, so they're again halfway through their season. I mean, like I said there, it's the importance of rotation. While he's 20 years old and thoroughly inexperienced, I still do think, in games where, they are lower down the table, even though it completely contradicts what Casano Donny says in the chat there about saying to start our best 11 always and being the benchmark and blueprint for basically the remainder of the games coming up this season. If we've signed him, I believe we've signed him for a reason, and he will definitely get some action, even though he's 20 years old. It's just going to prove how demanding that he is. How demanding he is.
Marks the departure of another defender. So do you think, obviously we've seen Porteous linked with Hull City, do you think Porteous could be on his way out, or do you think Tikvic, may return to Udinese?
Exactly what I was going to say in regards to Tikvic. Hopefully this isn't just another uninspired signing from the players that where we'll only just see him really rot away in the under-21 side. Kind of like Tikvic has, and even when Tikvic has been started for the first team, he's proven that he has inexperience, and he hasn't necessarily been the best defender that we possibly could have picked up. So hopefully, he can just really grow his experience. And I can see him being used in a certain way, but yeah, hopefully this could be an unpopular take, but I do want Porteous to stay. I just don't see I don't think the whole City move really makes sense, if I'm being completely honest, considering where they find themselves in the table, rock bottom of the league. He'll go down. They're pretty much a cert to go down. I'll be completely honest with you. So seeing Porteous in League One, that doesn't make sense, because I think he's a stalwart Championship defender. But hopefully, if he does stay with us and we just have a bit more rotation in action, because we do have players that can be used and have potential to start. And that's where we need to get busy in the transfer window. Like we said there, we need a brand new left back. Yasa doesn't inspire me whatsoever. But yeah, there's multiple positions that we need to strengthen. And it just doesn't seem like that we're really getting the best out of what we can get right now. Tom isn't being backed. And it's seriously the best we can do this January transfer window when we need it, and we've almost kind of reinforced that we need a load of players to come in this transfer window, is the best that we can do. Seriously, a 20-year-old Irish defender.
Yeah, and in terms of priority positions for you, I mean, I said left back, centre midfield or CDM and a striker. Would you agree with that, or are there other positions where you go, like, you want to strengthen at centre back? Of course, goalkeeper, Callum, we're not even mentioned that. I mean, we'll keep on talking for a few more minutes, but goalkeeper is probably the position Watford have been linked most with. We've been linked with this random Turkish guy called Ernin Destinoglu from Besiktas.
The goalkeeper.
I mean, I've never heard of him, mate. And, there's very strong rumours around him. Mark Travers from Bournemouth is one I really like. what positions, let's say, you're in Gino Pozzo's shoes for one day, Callum. Pretend you're Gino Pozzo right now for me. Who would you look to sign if you had, I don't know, £5 million or £3 million? What positions do you want?
God, I bloody wish I was Junior Pozzo. I'm definitely running the club a lot better, I'll tell you that. For the war chest, if I'm throwing out £5 million for Tom Cleverley to say you've got this is your budget for
Not
January,
that
this is
Watford
what I'm
have
going to
£5
spend.
million, by the way, but
Yeah, exactly. This is a bit ambitious. Yeah. So what I'd do is, first of all, I'd probably look towards Yasser and strengthening the left back position. Ultimately, I don't know if I really have any targets in mind at the moment, because at the moment we've been seen to be plucking them out for anywhere. Like you said there, that random Turkish goalkeeper, I've not really heard too much about him. This Irish centre back from Udinese, not heard too much about him. So we're just picking up these on their prodigies, and I guess you could say that is part of Duxbury's. That's part of Duxbury's philosophy, where he picks up these young talents. Well, we say young, I mean just talents from different leagues and try and sell them on for profit. Like we did it with Yasser Espria, those kind of players. But I definitely look to strengthen left back. I'm not going to make this too long. We definitely need a bit more presence as well in goal, because I just don't think Dan Backman, while he's been an absolutely brilliant servant, can really. I just think he needs to be let go. I think it's
Are
probably
you a
best for
fan of
him and for
the
best.
Mark Travers links? I think that's perked my interest. Mark Travers from Bournemouth on loan potentially. That sounds quite interesting to me.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's definitely an interesting link, but again, I don't think it's going to happen. If I'm being completely honest, I don't want to be an absolute pessimist, but if this is if it's really been proven within the activity that we've had already, if seriously this is all that we've been linked to, and it's just one centre back who's not even started the game in Serie A, all he's had is appearances off the bench. Do you really think we're going to get a really solid goalkeeper that came from Bournemouth? I mean, it doesn't really seem realistic, but ultimately, if we can get him, brilliant, and he will obviously be implemented into the first team. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a very, very small war chest if Tom does get backed at that. So it's going to be interesting to see who we're linked with and how many games they've played to really try and bolster the team and really use that rotation to get us across the season. But I'm not looking hopeful, to be honest with you, mate.
Kelechi Iheanacho, does he perk your interest as well, or do you not think that one's going to happen? Iheanacho to Watford on loan.
Yeah, again, there's been links to obviously him and Manuel Dennis. Like round 3 again doesn't inspire me. It's like when I was saying about if he can't even get into a team for Forest, everyone thought he was going to do really well at Forest, and of course now they're looking to if they do get rid of his contract and they do terminate his contract for him to come to the Championship. It was back when he was starting for us, when we had Ismail Assar and Hal Pedro. He kind of had that, individualism about him, if that's even a word, where, he just kind of, he played for himself. And I think we've seen a lot of that trace, especially in playing players like Musa Sissoko this season, where they've kind of just, they felt like they've had enough experience in different leagues where they feel like they're a bit too good for Watford, and that has really impacted on the team's performance and has just kind of singled them out to be the weaker links in the team that we need to look to start replacing or rotating out of the team to give them a bit of time on the bench. But yeah, for me, I think Emmanuel Dennis. I wouldn't take him personally. That's my big bold claim there. Everyone, put down in the comments your opinions in that.
You don't want you don't want a third return of Dennis to Watford.
I don't want to.
I think reload it, and then reload it again.
I do not want the triple reload, because I just think it's going to be really bad. It's going to be a massive effect on our morale. I'll be completely honest with you. It happened there, and it definitely did show, and our morale seemed to falter back towards the end of the season where we got relegated with Dennis. And I mean, his return to us wasn't at all that inspiring. Third time, I think, he's really just pushing it. And yeah, I mean, with Kelechi Iheanacho, we'll have to see how that goes. But again, seems like a very unrealistic signing, very similar to Travers. So we don't have to see what's going to happen.
Cassiano Donny said Travers would be superb, but Bond impressed tonight. I mean, he was good, Bond. I mean, would Bond's performance tonight, change Tom Cleverley's view on bringing in a new goalkeeper, or do you think that, we still need that number one to come in, whether that's on a permanent deal, or a loan deal?
Yeah, definitely. I agree with Cassano and what he said in what they've said there about Bond impressing tonight, putting some really incredible saves. Oh, James has gone again. Cassano, what you were saying there about Bond impressing tonight, completely agree. You put in some really vital saves that really kind of kept us from losing the game, to be honest. Yeah, Travers, like I said there, he would be a superb signing for us, and but I do think it's way too unrealistic and way too past how much the Pozzos would be willing to really put all into a transfer like that to have a really solid number one in net. And like we said, they're being randomly linked to a goalkeeper in Turkey who no one's really heard of, albeit that's really what the philosophy is of Duxbury and has been proven for years. I just don't really know how inspired I'd be by that and how realistic Travers is in retrospect to that. But yeah, I would probably still look for a number one. I don't know if Bond can really maintain that, especially if we're trying to look to improve and to go to a higher league in the Premier League and really push for playoffs to improve our squad. But yeah, we have to see how much backing that Cleverly really gets, whether that be towards the back end of the January transfer window or in the summer, so we can really reinforce the team and really then see if Travers is all that much of a realistic option.
Do you know what contract Cleverly signed? Because is it a 2-year contract? I mean, I don't think it's actually been publicised, Callum. I'm not entirely sure the length of his deal. I think it is a 2-year deal, which would mean in the summer, obviously, Cleverly, would be on a 1-year contract. So obviously, that's quite concerning. Maybe Watford will re-enter negotiations with Cleverly then if he makes it to that point. But do you know the length of his contract? Because I don't think I saw anything when the club officially announced it.
Well, I mean, ultimately, that'd be a massive talking point if it really was disclosed, or if it was mentioned multiple times in outlets when he did sign the contract, because ultimately there's been a lot of speculation of him getting the sack. Oh well, from what's been said, or the underwhelming performances, it definitely be brought into play. It's just saying there from what I can see across multiple media outlets, it just says on a permanent deal.
Yeah, there's nothing there, is there? Like concrete information.
Yeah, and just having a look to see if there's been any. It's on. It's just like his playing days. Having a look here. Just permanent deal. If anyone in the comments and live chat can let me know if it has been known to media outlets, just let us know in the comments. But yeah, nothing really to say about his length of his contract. But then again, we are the voice, we are the reason of the club. Ultimately, we are the backbone of the club. We've made our thoughts known about Tom Cleverly. He is one of our servants. He's played for us and has been a stalwart midfielder for us. And he knows the club, its morals and his ambitions. So I trust in his philosophy. I hope you do as well. I hope people in the chat do. And he really does get the backing he deserves, because I think he can be a top coach for us, and he can learn from his mistakes. He's still very early days in his coaching career, and if he can stay with us for a bit longer, he can only really develop his coaching game.
Right, we'll take a quick look through the last comments in the live chat, and then we will wrap up, because I can hear my parents getting ready for bed, so I don't want to disturb them too much. But yeah, we'll take a quick look through your final comments. Tom Potts says he's heading off to bed. See you on Saturday, James. Absolutely, Tom. See you for the Derby watch along. Hopefully, I don't know what Callum's up to, but he might be able to join us again for that. Richard Lee says thoughts on Tom Ince this season. Very quickly, in 30 seconds, Cal, your thoughts on Tom Ince at Watford this season.
God, I mean, to be honest, he's not really started that many games for me to really have a justified opinion on him.
He's been good in cup competitions, hasn't he? I mean,
good in cup competitions,
yeah. City, didn't he?
Scored against City, has looked like he can do a job for us. Obviously, I think age is starting to catch up with him a little bit, as that's become prevalent with most of the players in the team that we've had. We have got quite an aging bench, obviously, apart from players like Roque Bata and all the young prospects that I've mentioned beforehand, which we need to grow and develop upon. I just think I can't see him getting that much starting game time, especially when we've got players that are going up through the ranks. He's a good player on his day, but it's just a solid bench player. But for me, doesn't inspire me too much.
James here, my fellow James. I love seeing other Jameses in chat, I have to say. Abanqua has not started any of his 6 appearances for Udinese. Interesting there. I mean, again, it just reinforces the fact that Tom Cleverly needs experienced heads, and he certainly isn't that at the moment, is he?
He's not, and that's what I mean. Like, is that seriously the best we can do for a club of our tenure? I'm not saying that we're one of the best clubs in the world, but if that's genuinely the only pull that we can bring in, a guy who's not even started a solitary game for Udinese in the Serie A, like, it just proves where our ambitions are at and how we're just not getting the backing, and that's exactly what we need if we're trying to push these positions, because we've already incredibly overachieved this season. it just shows where the minds of the Pozzos are at and why they're the main rotten cause of this club and how we need to get rid of them to make way for people that would actually back someone who has been in the position of being a Watford player before. We've not had that. We've not had this much backing behind the manager in so long. So yeah, ultimately, it just we need reinforcements. We need them quickly. We need backing. We need money. Mic drop.
Mic drop. Right, Callum, we'll wrap up there. Thank you once again for coming on. Very quickly, just to reiterate, was your man of the match, was it Jonathan Bond, if I'm correct?
Jonathan Bond.
Jonathan Bond, yes. So I agree with that as well. Jonathan Bond, my man of the match, and top saves today. Bio, good goal, good header. You'd expect him to score from that distance unmarked, if we're being honest. Good assist from Quadway Bar as well. But I don't think Bio did enough in his all-round play to deserve man of the match today. So yeah, Jonathan Bond for me, an excellent goalkeeping performance. Right, Callum, any last words before we head off?
Cool. Well, thanks for having me on, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Of course, top right to James as well, like he always does. And I'll try my if you guys want to see me, everyone put down in the comments if you guys do want to see me on the Derby stream or not. I'll happily come through if I'm needed or if I'm wanted. So, of course, just do get your thoughts down in the comments. And yeah, if you want to follow me as well, of course, I don't have my tag. I normally do here when we're doing a split screen, but it is at the Hornets House on Instagram. Please do give me a follow. Give me a follow over there. We should be seeing some new content soon. I have been really overloaded with uni work. So we'll try and see if I can get some schedules through to try and see if I can get some posts out going towards the end of the season. But I'll definitely be ready for the 25-26 season. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I know that's months away, but I'll try and see what kind of rollout of content I can get. So thank you guys for being patient with me. And yeah, over to you, James, again.
Thank you very much. Yeah, final words from me. We'll be looking ahead to Derby on Thursday evening at 7 p.m, my usual match preview time. I've got a Derby fan on the channel for that, so that's going to be an interesting video. And as I mentioned earlier as well, I'm speaking to a former Watford player on Friday evening, the video coming out on Sunday. So keep an eye out for that on the channel as well. Don't forget to hit subscribe, leave a like on the stream, of course, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.